Okay. So, I guess we are now going to start this. First time ever. Welcome everybody to the first ever podcast type of live show thing here on the Riconius Twitch channel. I guess we'll say it's in the title. Podconius #1. And yeah. And I am joined today by I have here helping me out with co-hosting is Jordan from True Friends Gaming.
Yeah, I'm the special guest today. Thank you for having me, Ricardo.
If you've been here, if you've been around, you'd know Jordan. He and I are part of a group called True Friends Gaming and stuff. We have a channel where we also do things. But the guest for
What?
The guest for this first episode is none other than our resident queen, as I like to say, is SlightlyFoxtail.
Hey. Hello.
I got no soundboard or anything. But...
just add it in post. Fine.
Yeah, for sure. So this is just it's an experiment. It's gonna be, we'll see how it goes. But yeah. So if you don't know, really quickly, let's get some household things out of the way, I guess we could call it. If you see in the title, there is the chat command for podcast. So if you put that in the chat, a little thing will pop up. But I'm gonna let you know right now, the chat is open, so you guys will be able to chat and say whatever you want to say. Kind of still be interactive with the stream in that way. But as this is a podcast, we're gonna be talking and we'll not be interactive with the chat, but you can still comment and we'll see it, because we'll still at times if there's something funny that is said in chat
I would say if it's something funny, I'm probably going to acknowledge it unintentionally.
Yeah, if there's like a response to what's being talked about and stuff, that's like, we can't ignore that, so we'll do that. But yeah, so that's what's going on. But yeah, this is just gonna be chill. We're just gonna talk and have a good time and just hang out, and it'd be nice to hang out with my buddy, because it's been a while, first of all. But not you, Jordan. I saw you like yesterday and the day before and the day before and the day before.
And earlier today.
Earlier today, yeah.
We hung out like 5 hours ago.
Also, and one last thing. Also, I just remembered, like, alerts, they're still up, so you'll be able to still see alerts. There just won't be like any sound for the sake of the recording and podcast. Anyway, this is fun. This is going to be an interesting time. So yeah, Foxtail, Fox, that's you. How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Chilling, hanging out.
What was the last thing you streamed? I think it was
Pokemon.
Yeah, it was
Pokemon.
Brilliant Diamond and
Shining Pearl.
Yeah, which one did you get?
Brilliant Diamond and slightly average IQ Pearl.
Yeah.
I got Pearl, okay?
Oh, well.
Because I had the original Diamond, which is why I got Pearl.
I get it.
So, but I like the XP share in this one, because usually I would always just like put out my starter, and then my starter would be like buff as heck, and the rest of my party would just be like, you could knock them over with a wind. Like, they were just so like bad. So like the fact that everything is all they're all growing together is so much better for me with the way that I play. But it's been I really enjoy it. Also, the art style is just absolutely freaking adorable.
Yeah, it's cool how like it was pretty much made like a 1-to-1 remake versus like before, when they did remakes, it's like completely with the new I mean, there's new graphics here, but I mean like completely new, even like style, like designs and stuff.
Well, I mean, like, so I fell out. I mean, I kind of saw it because I fell out after the second gen, like Gold and Silver, pretty much as far as I didn't even get to Crystal. But whenever like Fire Red and Leaf Green came out, I kind of went back and revisited, and that alone for me was a huge change. So I can only imagine for people now with the jumping to.
Yeah, I didn't play Sword or Shield. I skipped those. I got Let's Go Eevee, so I played that one, and then I skipped Sword and Shield, and I think I played Moon only for like a minute. But then I don't know what it was about this one, but I'm just like, I want to play this one. But it is like such like a nostalgic trip actually playing Diamond and all that, because they still have like the digging. Like you can still dig
the underground thing.
Stuff. Yeah, they
that's
have
dope.
the underground, which is pretty cool, and I like the way that they did it. I can't remember how it was in the original one, but I like how it is in this one.
Yeah, I
So
remember.
I'm like
Yeah, you would
remembering
like
it.
make like hideouts and stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
which I think they
Oh
did
my gosh, I
hideouts.
remember that.
Yeah,
Wait, I remember that.
yeah.
Vaguely, I remember that.
Because I remember in was it Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald, they had like hideouts, but it was like
Mm-hmm.
it was very small. And then like Diamond and Pearl did like the underground thing where you have like
Yeah,
you had the hideout, but then also like the the mining thing. It was cool.
I remember the hideouts. Couldn't you like decorate those too?
Yeah, you would
And you
get
can
like
put
items
them.
for it.
You can put them in like anywhere, like in a tree or whatever. I forgot
Yeah,
exactly. I like vaguely remember mine. I don't remember where I had mine, but I think I had one of them. I think was in a cave,
yeah.
but
And
I
they,
feel
they
like the
kind of
other
had
one was something outrageous.
like a cool feature where like if you had used like a link cable and played with your friends, their like save data would like be in their hideout on your game.
Yeah.
So you could
Uh-huh.
like go into the base and you could even battle your friends and their team that they like
I remember
from when they
that.
last played. So
I
but yeah.
remember that.
So
I remember Red Gyarados.
Oh my gosh.
yeah. Jordan, what from the last Pokemon game you like? Well, I mean, you kind
So
of played
I went back and played like X and Y. I got those, and then my girlfriend got me Sun forever ago, and we kind of played that a little bit. But a lot of the other stuff, like I played Pokemon Go. Like we'd go out and play that sometimes.
I played that too.
Yeah.
So
I'm kind of learning all the Pokemon post second gen.
That's good.
Yeah, no, it's so wild, like how much it's like Pokemon has changed. Like it's still like the core of it's still the same, but there's like so much extra stuff. Because I played the card game for like a long time,
Mm.
and like I did like for a brief period, I did like the actual like tournaments. Like I went to actual tournaments and played.
Wow.
And I wouldn't be able to do it now because there's so much added extra stuff to it, and I'm just like I don't even know anymore. I don't even know.
Yeah, I kind of try to get into the card game recent time, but yeah, it could get really confusing. But like it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. Like all you need to know is you need the energy types.
It's not like Yu-Gi-Oh that adds an entire new like gameplay mechanic every 6 months.
Right. It's still relatively just the same game. You just have like extra steps, I guess, for like specific like the X GX or whatever.
I also feel like the strategies have changed. Like I said, I haven't played it in a hot minute. My brother would know. My brother's a judge.
Oh wow.
Like he's a professor. So he would know.
Wow.
But like I know like there's definitely like extra steps to certain things. I know that.
So,
for sure in
so you wouldn't say you're a pro, but you were a pro. You're a retired pro.
I'm retired. Just flat retired. I was not that great at it, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, like I think what's been cool to see, I guess kind of to change topics, but also just to say like you and your channel, your community, you just like blown up, dude. Like
so
for real.
That like happened while we were playing Among Us.
Yeah.
Because we were there and I remember she was like, oh, I got 5 followers. I got 10 followers. Oh my god. And she started freaking out like mid-stream.
To be fair though, I think that was like I don't even think that was like the first like hype train you've got. I think that was like probably like now I remember.
The first one.
Yes, I remember
now. That was the first ever hype train, and I was freaking out because I was like, "What is this?" Like, it was so wild.
Who are you people?
I didn't know what to do. That was so trippy to me because, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like a lot of like the things that I've done, like the hobbies that I've had, like I've always been like mediocre at. And like with streaming, like I just really enjoyed it. And so just like to be where I'm at now just does not feel real at all. Like it does not feel real. And like I know that like I mean people will tell me all the time like, oh, you got there. No. Like my community got me there. Like there's no way that me in my own person would have been able to do that. Like it was my community being willing to stick with me and grow with me. And it's like I owe it all to them. Like they're literally the reason why I'm able to do what I do, why I sit in this chair, like why I have a PC. Like they're literally the reason. And so it's just like it's just so amazing just to see like how many of them have grown like with me. And like we joke, like my mic when I started was so bad. I had
I
no face
remember.
cam. And I sounded underwater. I sounded like a different person. And so like we reference that all the time. And it's just like, it's so wild. Cause like the fact that like, I don't know, like this sounds cheesy, but it's like they kind of believed in me. And like in them believing in me, I kind of believed that I could do this. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so wild.
Your friends are your power.
Yeah.
Ricardo, what was your first microphone like?
What?
Because mine, so our first streams were in 2011.
Excluding me, I wasn't
And-
there yet.
Yeah, except pretty much all of True Friends Gaming, except for you, were there back then, back on in-game, a different website. And my microphone, I mean, I technically did have this one, but I didn't have a XLR and I didn't have phantom power or anything to power it. It's a condenser. So I was using an internal laptop mic. And it had this weird thing. I'm not going to say what we called it because it seems a little vulgar now, but basically there's this constant like going on the entire time in the background.
Gosh, yeah.
So there's, and even now, like if you can go back to the channel and find old videos where I'm talking, and that's the entire video is me talking, and it's compressed through like 3 different things. We use like AverMedia, and then they didn't have OBS yet, so we used like the alpha of what was going to be XSplit, and then it's just everything is just the entire time while I'm talking. So what was yours like with that, Ricardo?
Oh, no.
You know, going off of her
From what
initial mic.
Yeah, from what I remember, there was like, so for a long time I just used this laptop, the old crap top. It had like the internal microphone, but then there was like this one microphone I got at like was it the Dollar Tree or something? And it was like, because it looked like a microphone, like, oh, it looks cool, so I'll use it. And I found out it actually could be worked as a microphone, but it was terrible. It was not good. So like even to like try and give like this illusion of like like a pop filter or something, I remember I used to get like a napkin and like wrap it around with like a rubber band or something on the mic, so that way when I spoke into it, it was like a pop filter. And
That's awesome.
that was, yeah, those were the days. But like it was interesting because I remember, so it was funny because we, like you and I mean, people may not notice, but like we went to high school together, so which is cool. Like that's crazy. It's crazy to think about.
Not me.
No,
That's
not
so
Jordan.
wild.
Me and Foxtail went to high school together. But like what's but then like it was sort of like, I think what was when there was like a reconnection, it was when Animal Crossing New Horizons came out. And then it was just like through social media being like, oh shoot, you got it, I got it, let's what if we just played? And then I think, I don't know, were you already thinking about streaming then, or was it, because I remember like when you started?
No, I wasn't at the time. It's so funny actually, because I was just thinking about that recently. So I started watching live streams because of Animal Crossing. So there is a YouTuber that I've been following, Made You Look, for like a really long time, and I followed her on Twitter.
Okay.
And she was streaming Animal Crossing, and she was doing like game nights on her island, and I was like, that's so cool. So I wanted to like watch it, so I made an account, and I was like watching, and I ended up like going and actually like participating on her island, and so I joined her community, and like I started playing Animal Crossing with like a ton of different people. But then there was like one time, I think it was like around this time last year, we like, there was like a group of us that like put together like a care package for her. I think it was around the holiday time. And like I was still like only like 2 or 3 months into the community at the time, and like I was pulled into that and to help with that. And through that I met somebody by the name of JKR Games, or Joker as we call him.
Right, yeah, Joker.
And so I started watching his streams, and he was playing Minecraft on Mondays, and I was like, I play Minecraft. That looks like fun. And so I wanted to play Minecraft with him on his stream on Mondays. And then I was like, but what if I streamed Minecraft on Mondays? And so I like talked to him about it. I was like, hey, like, how does this streaming thing work? And he like explained it to me, and like he helped me get set up, and he was actually with me like on my first stream as I played Minecraft, trying to figure out like how everything worked. And like when I started, I was streaming off my PS4 because I remember that PS4 streaming. Yep.
That's crazy it's already been like a year.
Yeah, it's been over a year. Isn't that crazy?
It's been over a year since we played Among Us.
No. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
This whole time has been, it's weird. Okay.
Yeah, it's all crazy.
That was kind of why I was like, the more I watched like different people stream, I was like, I kind of want to try that. Like, kind of looks like fun. Because I had you remember my friend group in high school, the ones that I would always hang out with,
Of course.
more or less.
Yeah.
Well, we had always joked around about
We're
having
mean
a
to
YouTube
him.
channel, and like we were gonna have like a gaming YouTube channel, and it never happened. And like that idea of like content creating like never left my brain. I was like, at some point, I'm gonna figure out how to do this, and then Twitch happened. I was like,
it's probably smart not to make a YouTube channel with your friends.
yeah,
no,
because
it'd be
I
the
don't
worst.
talk to them anymore. I don't even know where
Ricardo
they're
and
at.
I have learned from our group not to do that.
Yeah, nobody would care to watch us.
Especially the truest of friends.
No, absolutely no. Listen. There's a reason why you don't date your coworkers. I'm kidding.
Because at this point we're all married.
Dude.
Yeah.
Now I'm set. No. So yeah, that's awesome because I remember when you would like you were still thinking about it and like even like planning it and stuff. And then I know like there was like a group of people from the community that you knew kind of like helping you like like even practically like how to go about certain things. And it was just cool to see because in your community is definitely like it's been awesome to be a part of it myself and like even kind of be like being so welcomed into
They're
it.
so amazing. I have never met such a welcoming group of individuals. And I know like it's because like they stem from that YouTuber. Like her community is like so like they're just so welcoming, and so like that kind of spilled into mine. And so when mine was forming, like it formed on that principle of just being so welcoming, and so just like I don't even it still amazes me. Like it's really really cool. Like they are such an amazing group of people.
And I guess like then part of that too I think was been so cool like because since we reconnected, then it was sort of like almost like a I don't know, like rekindling like this friendship that's like, oh man, like it's just been cool. Like, cause then that led into like, honestly, I gotta tell everybody listening, watching, and even you guys. Yeah. Like the amazing, inexplicable opportunities that I've been able to have, like working with like the SlightlyFoxtail stuff and like to be able to like, design the stuff for it, the branding and everything, and then and then the merch that's like look to
so crazy.
That mug specifically, the story like when it actually was sent in the mail and actually seeing it and holding it like something that I designed like just like in my face, in my hand, like but like I just want to know like what has that been like to like have like these physical items with like essentially your name on it,
so weird.
And like
it is I don't even know how to like so weird. Like it's weird like owning this. Like I have hats.
It looks great.
Thank you. He did an amazing job.
Yeah, I know.
No, you.
Like
he does our channel art
and shirts and like it's so wild. Like it's literally like my parents own my merch. Like my brother owns my merch. Like it's so trippy. Like it's so trippy to me.
And I know the clothes or something must be comfortable because either that or Ricardo just never bathes because every time I see him, he's wearing the Foxtail shirt. I met Ricardo for the first time. I've known Ricardo since like for either really late 2014 or really early 2015. We met in person the very first time like a month ago. Mm-hmm. He came to Indiana and we met, and he was wearing he's like, oh man, I probably should have wore something TFG, but he had the slightly Foxtail shirt on. So that's all he wears.
No, it's not true. But as often as I can, I will, because I'm like, it's just crazy to wear something. Because first of all, it's like I played around with like designing a shirt, and like I even got like a test shirt thing from something I designed, but then it just never felt. I guess what's so cool is that this felt like, how can I put this, like fruition, like, because knowing that there is like this community backing up this thing, and like knowing that there are other people who are also like wearing and just like kind of like sporting the stuff that was designed, and like that kind of like made me feel like, oh my, like this is it, like this is an actual like thing that like other people are also participating in and wearing.
What do you do
like,
the day, Ricardo, you're walking and you see somebody else wearing it?
I'm gonna flip out, especially if it's
Like besides the fact, you know that's the point
that
that she's made it beyond, like she's up there. Like how for yourself?
You mean like tomorrow when it's just? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah, no.
After the podcast comes out and she lost that entire viewer base because they saw this, and then a new viewer base comes in and follow.
No, like the I'd flip out because like especially if it's like something like that has like like the quotes on it that's sold, like that'd be funny to see. Or even like this where it on the back it has Baxter and it's like, hi, I'm Baxter. Like that's why I wanted to have it like on the back, because it's like if you're like standing in line somewhere and then you see that and it's like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? Like and even then just seeing like how, okay, even let's talk about like Baxter and now even like the community is kind of like just taking that mascot character as their own and have done like
I don't know Baxter.
You don't know Baxter? Well, let me tell you.
I mean, I know the character. I guess who the character is. Yeah, the fox that I see on.
Yeah, there's Baxter. But like the origins, let's talk about the origins of Baxter. How about that? Like how it was like.
Yeah, Buster Baxter, best friend of Arthur Reed.
No, not that. But I think it was just when you wanted to have like a banner thing, and I was like thinking of like what to draw, and then
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember I did like the sketch because in my mind I was like, well, because at the time it was like a lot more of like Animal Crossing streams, right? So I was like, oh, it'd be a cute thing to do like a fox character that looks like an Animal Crossing kind of aesthetic, with like the island and everything. But I didn't come up with the name. Where did Baxter come from?
I think the community actually came up with it. I'm trying to remember because, like, I think before we even had like a mascot or anything, or like Baxter, I think we had a pumpkin. It was like a little pumpkin.
Oh man!
And we named it Baxter, if I remember correctly. I think we.
And that Baxter died, so you got a new one.
But I think that I'm trying to remember, but I think that name like transitioned into like the fox. And I think if I remember correctly, because I remember when we had Baxter, I was like, we have to name him.
Wasn't it like the chatbot or something like that?
Yeah, well, he also is my chatbot too. Like that actually came after, which is fun because I changed his name.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been all kinds of. He's been my favorite was Highway Hooligan Baxter.
It's just always Baxter though. It's the best part.
Yeah, it's always Baxter. And then right now he's Spooky Scary Skeleton Baxter because I have to wait to change him for the holidays. Mm-hmm. And then we have a couple of names to name him for the holiday season, which I'm excited about.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so like, I mean, from what it sounds like, at the end of the day, like everything that has been built for Slightly Foxtail, like the merch, the branding, a lot of that, it has.
We're all made by Ricardo, so thank him.
No.
This is like slowly bringing it back to
No. That it like what I'm saying is like that it all stems from the community and like having like come up with ideas. And even, I mean, like a lot of the emotes and the sticker designs.
Yeah, all of the emotes. I think almost all of them, if not all of them, have actually stemmed out of something from the community. Like the Fox in Box was because of Bendy and Leaf Machine. Because you had to hide in boxes. Mm-hmm. Like you had to hide in like the little shack things or whatever. And we like called it like a fox in a box because I'm a fox and I was in a box.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hey.
So that's where that came from.
Do you have like fox wearing socks and stuff like that? Fox eating rocks?
Not yet, but there are a lot of them are like a few of them are like kind of play on words and puns too.
Wear a Letterman jacket and call him Fox that's a jocks. I don't know. Just kind of working our way into it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just cool like that it is literally it was built from like the community, and like that kind of like shows I'd say the authenticity and just the genuine I guess support and in both ways, both you to your community and the community back, like just being an actual like I don't know, it's just really cool to like be able to support Slightly Foxtail, but like okay, I can't not acknowledge that one.
I love that emote so much.
Like that emote where it's a secret tunnel guy. Baxter's a secret tunnel guy, yeah. Which I don't know if we
from Avatar.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
pretty good.
How that became a thing.
That seems like Ricardo. I seem like he would have just been like,
I remember I didn't come up with it. Like it was the idea came to me.
It came from the community, and I can't remember the origin behind it, but I just remember like for a solid like several like weeks. That's okay. Yeah. So the song came up in stream at some point. I think we were talking about Atla. And I found like a version of Secret Tunnel like on Spotify that was close enough to the one in the show.
Oh.
And so I would just play it on stream. Like I would just put it in my playlist, and we would just jam Secret Tunnel.
Twitch allows that? We can play that one? What?
I don't know. I haven't.
That'd be a good.
I haven't gotten it. So. Yeah, so it just became like a thing, and so like Secret Tunnel just became like this huge joke on my channel.
Yeah,
it was great.
Yeah, it'd be a good like follow alert.
Yeah,
Secret Tunnel.
But yeah, so like just like like that is there's a good example there, yeah, where it's from the community, and that's cool because I know like I mean I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but like I know like there are some content creators and streamers where it just feels like they're not genuine. Sometimes.
Okay, don't call me out. I mean,
no, Jordan, definitely.
It's me.
That's not even his real face. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, this beard is fake. That's why it looks so bad.
But yeah, that's what I've been. So I don't know. I guess I could say like kind of like I don't know. It's just I'm proud to see how freaking huge like your stuff's gotten, but also just
Ricardo is proud, Dad.
Yeah, that kind of feeling of like, but even like how you stay humble and authentic as you're doing it, and it's just been so cool to see that.
I mean, yeah, I'm a very cynical person, and we were even like talking before this, and she was talking about because of the fun of it and all this stuff, and yeah, I can't even be like, oh yeah, she just does it for the fame, and because haha, no, it's not. She seems completely genuine about it, so that's really cool.
Because it wasn't even. I guess would you say that it wasn't even like really to grow so big wasn't even really like a goal, but it just came to you.
It just happened.
Yeah.
It literally just happened. I was just gonna see like, okay, so where is this gonna go? Like, can I do something with this? And then I just started, and then it's so wild to me because a lot of my like little milestone goals that like I've had just like in like how everybody has like their follower goals and stuff like that, like a lot of them were reached because of creators rating me to reach them. Like they use their communities to help me reach my goals before I even had any goals set. Like when I reached 100 followers, it was because there was a person that rated me and was like literally she said to her community in my stream, let's get this girl to 100. Let's get her there. And they got me there. And I was like, that is so trippy. And so it's just like, that's been like a big consecutive thing, like in the time that I've been streaming. And like, what I want to do is I want to pay that forward. I want to use my community to get people to their goals, to inspire people to like help them get to where they want to go, to give them that extra push, because that's what people did for me. And it's just like it blows your mind, the fact that somebody would even have that intention. Like somebody that doesn't even know me, doesn't know anything about my streams.
Yeah.
It's just like, let's help this person. And I'm like, you know what? Bet, let's do it back. Like, I just think that's so cool.
Awesome.
I just think that's so cool.
The bright side of this platform and the kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because
do you feel like you missed out on something because of that? Like, do you feel like you missed out on like a harsh crawl that you were supposed to have taken as a streamer?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I do feel like I definitely.
Because we had a friend. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I was gonna say there's like, in a lot of ways though, there is like I don't know how to phrase it. I don't want to say like a danger, but it's also kind of like you need to understand like this, like especially if like for me, like this isn't like an everyday occurrence. Like you just don't automatically just get to where you are. You know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
I feel like I was helped a lot. Like I was definitely like people from the outside have definitely helped me, and my community helped me and all that stuff. But it's like that the grind never stops. Like if you want to get somewhere,
Right.
you
Oh,
have to work for it.
absolutely.
You can't just expect it. And so I feel like some people when
Yeah, I don't
they
want you to think I was saying you didn't put any
oh
work into
no,
your
sure,
channel.
sure.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
no, you're fine. No, what I'm saying is that like I know like there are some people that like have experiences like I do, and then all of a sudden it stops or it slows down, and then they're just like, wait, what happened? What did I do? Where did it go? And it's like you have to look at it as like your glass is half full type thing. It's kind of like, okay, so from this point on, like you just keep going. You just got to keep going. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense?
No,
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I
Yeah.
definitely
No,
feel like
we definitely are some of the people to talk about how followers and stuff don't matter because, I mean, I think
the
we have, like,
count. He meant the count of it. Like
yeah,
the
no, of
number.
Yeah.
course,
The
not
number,
the
not the people.
followers, subs. You guys don't matter. No.
The people
The
people
following
matter.
number.
After the whole thing about community, yeah, no, people matter.
Ricardo, don't put words in my mouth, okay?
I don't care about them. No.
Yeah, no, but like, because we have like 400 something followers, and I think we got our first 400 8 years ago.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And but that was cousin was going to say was we have a friend who had he was excited to almost get to his first 100 subs on YouTube after doing it for about a year. And Ricardo, I'm talking about because then like he was like 96, and then he had a big video come out and he jumped up to 25,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
But because he didn't do any of that in between, he didn't know what to do because he didn't really do any of that in between work for the stuff. So he's like, they're asking for like 400 different, and then he just freaked out and he deleted his channel.
Yeah.
Dang.
And he started. So
I think part of it too is like when it comes from like just doing one thing, then it's like you're assuming, oh, it's expected of me to just do that over and over.
Yeah.
Because like I think that's the good thing about like when it's with streaming though, it's because you're streaming multiple things.
You get immediate feedback.
Yeah, you could do whatever. You could do like either like you could choose what you want to do. But like,
Yep.
because I remember, I mean, I kind of have a horror story of like some kind of like growth spike for me on YouTube when I was like just obsessed with just like, talking about Kingdom Hearts, and then a flood of people came, and like a lot of people came for that, and honestly, yeah, I got to a point where I'm
Kingdom
just
Hearts stuff.
as your Kingdom Hearts blanket covers you. But like I can be honest about how like that was it was too much to like just be like only kind of being forced to only focus on that when all of a sudden it's like, well, that's not all me. Like it's not just that, I want to do other things, but I can't because if I do, none of those people will care. You know what I mean? And and I saw that because I tested
We talked about that with like branding and stuff, remember, with your channel?
Yeah, I tested it and it just because everything was Kingdom Hearts, and then but anyway, I think that I guess that will help transition to the next topic, which is that I mean, Kingdom Hearts is probably my favorite video game series. Not my favorite video game, but I am curious, Foxtail, what's your favorite game of all time?
Dang, that's actually a hard question.
I know.
It's a really hard question because like
because we all like games.
Yeah.
She hates them all. Yeah, they just
I don't know. I think,
the ones she
like,
plays with her friends. Oh.
No, I've been playing so much Phasmophobia recently. That's been really fun. I wouldn't say it's my favorite because it's terrifying, but it's really fun. No, I'd actually, in all honesty, I would actually probably have to say Animal Crossing.
Like the newest one, or?
Yeah, because I've played them all. I started with the GameCube one, and I've played every single one of them.
Okay, yeah.
And so it's like, having this one is honestly insane because Nintendo gave you so much free will that I almost don't know what to do with it. Because, like, in the original versions, you could only decorate your house. You had
that's true.
You had no control on when your villagers came and went. They went on their own. Like, they just were like, okay, I moved, bye. Like, no control of that. You couldn't even go hunting. You couldn't do anything. Like, all you could do was fish, dig up fossils, catch bugs, and, like, that's it.
Even
that's
think about, like,
it.
how even how you look was just
Yeah.
based off of like the answers to the questions that Rover gives you.
Yeah.
And now you could just go to like in your house, go to the mirror
And just change anything you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can look however you want. It's crazy.
Insane. It's so wild. And like to be able to like, you can move things. You can move houses. You can move the stores. Like you couldn't do any of that in the original games.
Yeah.
Like, I remember like literally just spending the whole time just catching bugs and picking weeds and catching fish and just hoping for the best.
Yeah.
The DS one's the last one I played. I played the GameCube one and the one on the original DS, and that was it.
Oh, Wild World. Yeah, no, Wild World was like, that was when I played.
That was a good one. I actually really liked that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have mine. I have that one, and I think City Folk was the other one.
Oh yeah, there was.
And then there was New Leaf, right?
Yeah, New Leaf was 3D.
Yeah, New Leaf.
And
City Folk, I think, was the Wii version.
Yeah, that was on Wii. That's when it was kind of weird because they.
Yeah, that one was interesting. But I still have my Wild World, and I still have my New Leaf, and the graphics are so different.
Yeah, just
the graphics are so different.
Like aesthetically, they're fairly similar because then since Wild World they started doing like that effect of like going over a hill or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, but so aesthetically like it's kind of similar, but like graphically like the actual like fidelity and like how like pixely it looks back on those compared to now, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
So exactly, Wild World. So I was curious because how long has it been since you streamed Kingdom Hearts? Like did you finish 2?
I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't finished it.
Okay.
I was definitely like, I love the games, but they're like, as somebody who's new to the fandom, it's hard to stream because there's a lot of diehards, and it gets
that leads into what I wanted to ask about was that what has been the experience excuse me, what has been the experience being a newcomer to Kingdom Hearts as an adult, but I guess also touching on that then too, like you can get into like how it is having to stream it and stuff, or having streamed it and like the experience with that. But yeah, so as an adult, what has been the experience?
I like the game itself is phenomenal. Like that game type is like, I love that in a game like that. I don't know what you would call it, but like that whole like
action RPG, I think is the
genre. Like that. I love that style of game. So like the gameplay and everything in it, so good. Ursula kicked my butt. That one was fun.
Yeah.
And Ansem at the end kicked my butt. But it's definitely like, because I mean, you both stream, so you could probably attest to this. But like when you're streaming a game, and so you have the game going, and then you have chat going, and you're doing both at the same time.
Yeah.
It's difficult to focus properly on both. And so with Kingdom Hearts, because it's so heavily story based, and I want to look at chat, my entire chat was like, you need to focus on this. And I'm like, how am I supposed to focus when I want to read? Like, it's so difficult. And so like that was hard. And then also like, I don't know, it definitely, like I said, like having people in my chat being like such diehard fans, like they would like point out everything that I missed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sorry. Like if I was playing this off stream, I would probably have caught it, but I'm trying to like at least to make it entertaining, so I'm not just staring at my screen the whole time, trying to talk to you, trying to do all this other stuff. So it was definitely very difficult. And like I think after I started the second one, I just had to like take a break from it. I just had to take a break from it off stream, and I was like, I'll get back to this when I can. Like it's definitely a difficult one when you're new to everything.
It's 100% understandable knowing the Kingdom Hearts fandom and how intense they can be. Like, yeah, to subscribe to that fandom, like there's definitely a lot of people who are so enthusiastic about it and excited about it.
There's a lot of love.
We're like they're wonderful people, and but I think sometimes when there's someone who's like new to it, they like immediately kind of like just regurgitate like everything they love about Kingdom Hearts to the point where it's overwhelming and might scare off that person. But like, I'm glad that you at least that you weren't like completely scared off of it. But like, I understand the pain. I guess you know.
It's one of those things. Also, I get people want like if there's something you play through and you see something that gets you really excited and like hyped or whatever, that you want people to have that experience.
Mm-hmm.
So there's people that that have had like 5,000 hours in Kingdom Hearts, and they're like, there's these 17 big moments that still stick out that I want them to experience, and they have to do it just like I did.
Yes,
and it's like that with most games. The problem whenever that happens with people is whenever it's like, this is my first time playing this game, and they're like, how do you not know where to go? I've played this 4,000 hours and it's your first day. How do you not know what you're doing?
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's when it becomes a problem. When it becomes like, zealousy of, oh, you need to be this way. But I think it's cool whenever there's the excitement there, that they're like hyped that you're playing something they love so much. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. No, and that was like my main motivator about it, because I knew like there were a lot of people in my community that loved Kingdom Hearts, and I was like, okay, like this is something that they can like enjoy with me. But I definitely had those times where it was a lot like that, and it was like, you need to play it how I played it, and I'm like, I'm so overwhelmed like right now. It was so difficult, especially because like my brain couldn't process chain of memories, like the card system.
Oh no, I forgot.
I had just gotten done mashing buttons, and all I wanted to do was mash buttons. And so like trying to negotiate the card, I couldn't do it. I played 5 minutes of it. I was like, I can't do this.
You're not alone. You're not alone. That's a lot of people, even within the fandom, kind of.
I think it would have been a lot different playing it actually on the device it was for. Like, I think it was for
the Game Boy
Advance.
Yeah. Yep. I think it would have been a lot different playing it on its actual like device.
It is.
But I could not.
I remember when that game came out, I was like really upset because, and of course, this was a little kid. What year was it? 2004?
Something like that.
I was
like that.
So I was like 13. So I had this like, Kingdom Hearts 2 is going to be a Game Boy game, and the first one's on the PlayStation. And I was like so mad. And so I skipped it. And then when Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, I played that one, and I finally I was like age 20, finally went back and played Chain of Memories. Like, oh, that's what this game is.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to be 30.
Well, that's why. So I wanted to. Like with Kingdom Hearts, because the thing I wanted to ask in terms of like the story and like what, I guess your thoughts on that going into it, because like I know a lot of people who are fans of the game who had grown up with it. I mean, we were kids when we were first exposed to it, so like there's a lot of nostalgia there as well. Of course, Disney being a part of that nostalgia, but like, so going into it as an adult and like a fully developed frontal lobe, like what are your thoughts on like the story of Kingdom Hearts?
Honestly, like from what I was able to gather of it, like it's such an interesting story. Like it really is. Like I said, I need to like go back and probably like either watch a playthrough or like watch the cutscenes, because like my brain, like I said, was split between like chat and like playing.
Yep.
What I want to know is, how old were we when this came out? The first Kingdom Hearts?
This was 2002 was when the first one came out.
2002 was the first one, yeah.
How the heck do they expect kids to beat some of these bosses? I have concerns and questions, because Ansem, like one part of Ansem took me like 2 days. And I finally beat one part of it, and I sobbed because I was like so like defeated, and then I finally did it, and I literally sobbed. I don't even. But no, like from what I gather of the story so far, it's really fascinating.
That's a different game.
That's good. That's good, because like
I think Kingdom Hearts is a game that people make it a more complex story than it needs to be.
Yeah.
Yes.
More, because it's one of those games where when you play through it in order, everything makes sense as you're going through it. And only if you look at the whole, you're like, oh, this is everywhere. But if you kind of follow each individual plot of what we're given for each character at the time, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Like I played Kingdom Hearts 2 without ever, like I said, playing Chain of Memories until 8 years later or whatever, and I was fine. It didn't bother me, and I.
Yeah. I think that's something that I was just interested in wondering like your perspective on it, because it's like I think going back to like the fandom and how enthusiastic they are, a lot of times it's kind of like almost over. What's the right word? Like, I guess kind of having like the these blinders of like, you know, you grew up with this game, so you're so attached to it. Where like
Nostalgia?
the nostalgia, well, not just the nostalgia, but like even like kind of not realizing that it is still targeted towards a younger audience. So like there's some things where like I think I was just curious, like if you saw a lot of it as like more childish than like the, I guess.
Oh, did you not get the magic of friendship light, love, happy friendship,
you know what
sword,
I mean?
friendship light?
Right, like you know
Yeah.
how like very, especially with the dialogue, like how it's interesting, like the villains being pontificating and trying to talk, you know, big words, but then like the
Darkness, evil, shadow,
but
bad.
then
darkness,
the heroes always being
light,
like,
good, happy, friendship.
yeah, like but like very, yeah, just with like simple words, and you know what I mean, like,
Yeah.
because I don't know, it's just interesting because like it feels, in that sense, it feels very Disney, you know what I mean? But even then, Disney movies,
it's heavily influenced by like that Disney, like, what do you call it? Not like mindset, but just
child
like that,
wonder.
like, yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Like
best way to describe it.
Yeah, you can definitely see that a lot, like throughout the game, especially on like the hero side, like for sure, for sure.
Because you'll have like someone like Ansem here, like the intricacies of your darkness and the heart and the
Yeah.
vessel, and then Sora's like, no, dummy,
Yeah.
you know,
Nuh-uh.
nuh-uh.
Yeah.
No, you.
Light.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
For my friends.
But yeah, I think what's cool is that with a lot of stories like it, like you can still draw from it like a lot of really deep themes that are very, very, I think, very important, but also really good stuff. Like you have, you know, you have like the story of like Riku and like his redemption, and then you have like Sora, like his
Don't spoil anything for
no,
me.
I'm not spoiling anything. I'm saying like in general, like you have like these themes there, like, you know, with Sora, like how in the first game you see like when he was kind of like his friends were taken from him essentially, and then still even then him kind of like being able to like stand up and be like, well, no, I mean, I still have the experiences with those friends that give me the power, you know. But still messed up that Donald Duck and Goofy just ditched him like that. But anyway, yeah,
I'm pretty sure I yelled at Donald Duck a lot when I played that game.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of people might do that, believe it or not.
Yeah, the whole like Donald doesn't heal thing.
Wait, have you seen those videos of like people going to Disneyland and yelling at Donald Duck, like, "Why can't you heal me, Kingdom Hearts?"
Actually, that actually happened to me. I actually was one of
Really?
those people. Yeah, so
I wanted that
You're
so
a horrible
bad.
person, Ricardo. I feel terrible enough for the people that
I
work at
wanna do
Disney
that.
World.
this was a year ago.
Land.
This was a year ago. When I went to Disneyland around Christmas time, and I bumped into Donald.
You just
Duck.
started punching Donald.
No, I went to so if you, for people who don't know, if you like pre-ordered like the special edition of a Kingdom Hearts game, it'll come
Donald Duck will come to your house.
It'll come with a it'll come with like an official Disney pin trading pin. And
cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so I had one from Kingdom Hearts 3, and I was there. I was meeting with Donald, you know, like for the photo op thing with my cousin, and Donald points at my pin, and it does like this motion of like, you know, like hugging, and then like a heart. I'm like, oh, Sora, you love Sora? And then he's like, he nods his head, and I'm like, so why don't you heal him? And he just like does a sad thing, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Hey, you're the best court magician. Okay, I believe that. And then he was happy again. It was just funny, a little, you know, moment like that.
I have mad respect for like the people that are Donald at Disneyland, and the fact that like they roll with it. Like I have mad respect for that.
Yeah, the cast members with like just being in character. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's like that dude that plays Gaston that has to do push-up challenges against people and crap.
Yeah, or even like when like he'll be like almost like flirtatious and stuff, but then
yeah
it's funny, dude. But yeah, so like that's the thing, like with Kingdom Hearts, like how simple of a story it is, and almost like childlike.
Take that out of context and just upload that.
No. I mean, like how simple it is, how childlike it is, and like the wonderment and everything, but then still have those deep themes. It's funny because it reminds me of another series that is actually, it's funny because there are a lot of influence from that series in Kingdom Hearts, and that's Harry Potter. And for those who may not know, SlightlyFoxtail is one of the biggest Harry Potter fans I know.
It's true.
Yeah. So
very true.
Yeah, what's your Harry Potter house?
Slytherin.
We're gonna get
lucky.
into it. So a little fun little segment I wanted to do, because I was just I think it'll be fun, is to kind of like compare and contrast. Log on to the Pottermore.
We're gonna read J.K. Rowling tweets live.
No. We're gonna log into the Pottermore stuff and like, kind of compare our results from like that thing, our houses, our wands, our favorite characters, stuff like that.
I'm not going to go into detail of how many times Ricardo and I have actually compared our Pottermore stuff, because it's actually probably an embarrassing amount how much we've. But we are both of the same house, Ricardo and I.
Mm-hmm.
You Hufflepuffs?
We'll get into the.
Spoiler.
Here, I'm gonna move over to. I'm gonna move this screen, or change the screen to the to this right here. That is your Twitch page. We're gonna go to this. My bad.
For anybody that's looking for slightly okay, I was gonna.
Don't So I mean, whatever. My real name is on there, and that's fine. I'm okay
your name's out there on your
on
resumes
everything.
and stuff.
Yeah, on everything. Anyway, it's fine. Anyway, so I thought this would be fun. So I'm a Hufflepuff. Jordan, you're a Hufflepuff as well.
Yes, we are both of House Hufflepuff.
And I think, and you already said, Foxtail, you are a Slytherin.
Slytherin, yeah.
Interesting.
She's a sneaky snake.
So what do you think made you a Slytherin?
Why do you think that the gods above hate you?
Why did the sorting hat why did the sorting hat
determine
decide,
you must be a bad guy?
Yeah.
Honestly, it's so funny because like I know like one of them I think Slytherin traits is like leadership and all that, like ambition. I definitely think in some aspects I am ambitious. Like there are definitely things that I fit that, which is, it's so funny because I wouldn't consider myself, but I'm a general manager at my work. So I guess that makes me a leadership.
By default, like the formality, like because you are a leader at work, then that makes you a leader in life. Yeah. But
I don't know, I guess. And there's like I said, there's like a few things, but every single like quiz I've taken, I've always been Slytherin.
Yeah, I've always been Hufflepuff. Which is weird because I've got this like persona of just being a jerk.
I don't know. I feel like Hufflepuffs, if they try hard enough, could be jerks.
Yeah. Yeah, because everybody's like they're the friend, but like the main thing is like loyalty, right? That's like we're loyal. We're probably to a fault.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's what makes us Hufflepuff, and I think I'm proud of that because that means that I care too much. It's like in a job interview, like my weakness is that I care too much.
Your weakness. Well, I'm a Hufflepuff, and like you're hired.
No, it's like my weakness is that I work too hard. Haha,
yeah.
What's the next? I think the next thing is the favorites.
The wand, right?
So the the favorites, like characters, spells, and objects, and food and stuff like that. So
sure.
I'll quickly list mine off. My favorite character is Severus Snape. What about you guys?
Okay. I can respect that.
Mine is Rubius Hagrid.
Okay.
Honestly, okay. So
you're a Harry wizard.
This is gonna sound probably like super typical, but one of them for me is actually Draco. And let me tell you why.
Because you're a Slytherin.
I know. Well, that's only a minuscule part of it. No, because I just feel like Draco was forced to do things according to his parents. Everything that he had to do was foisted upon him. And so, like, can you imagine just like your dad's a Death Eater? Like your parents literally work.
Your
for the
dad
Dark
is a
Lord.
murderer.
Yeah.
It's like
and like that you're gonna be forced upon that, like, I would be angry too. Like, I would have, like, I mean, should you take that on other people? No, you should not. Should you be the way he was? No, you shouldn't. But I understand why he was, and I understand everything behind it. And so it's just like, for him, like, granted, his character is also, I'm not gonna lie, a bit of a coward.
Yeah.
But I understand the reasonings behind it because
he's like
his
that. Because even like coming from like a wealthy family too, like he's a lot of things like being easy for him in a sense, you know. Where
that was what I was gonna say. That's why I don't like. It's not the negative. It's the nepotism is what I don't like about Malfoy.
Yeah, where like that kind of led into his.
My father will hear about this.
Right. Like that leads into like his attitude towards other people and why he's like and why he's unlikable. But in terms of like his own struggle and everything, yeah, I get that. I get your reasoning of like how. Like the sympathetic part of it, you know?
And the movies, I'll tell you the greatest Malfoy moment. And that's whenever Harry and Ron disguise themselves as Crabbe and Goyle. And then they pretend they're like, they were reading or whatever. And he does I didn't know you could read. And he like, there's like that face he has that he makes where I was like, that's like some of the greatest acting I've ever, he was actually surprised. Like in real life. He's like, I didn't know he could read.
Yeah, Tom Felling, the actor, is just like, these guys are idiots. What do you mean? And he's a chill guy, but anyway. I think it's
he'll be here next week.
No,
he won't.
Imagine just like I have him on speed dial actually, along with Phil Spencer and Tatsuna.
Yeah,
like hey.
But yeah, I think for me choosing Snape, I mean it's kind of like probably an easy way or an easy choice, but it's because of like his story and just how like
Snape's a pretty good character.
Yeah, like just like when there's the reveal of like all that he did for Harry and all of that he did like out of his love for Harry and his mother, but like I don't even say, even though you know there was like beef there with his dad, but even then like to willingly do this, to do all he did to protect Harry and the son of the guy who like essentially stole the girl that
Snape's totally a closeted Hufflepuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Snape is
like he did the same thing Harry did where the hat was on there and he's like, not Hufflepuff, not Hufflepuff. And he's like, are you sure? Not Hufflepuff?
Sure you don't want to be Hufflepuff?
Not Hufflepuff, not Hufflepuff. He's like, then Slytherin.
Yeah. Like I could see like he's just like one of those moments where you go to like I almost said a sentence that sounds really old. I was gonna say like if at like a disco club or something, he just like he just tears off his robe. He's just like, yes, I'm a Hufflepuff. You just see like the Hufflepuff like tie.
It was me.
Okay, that's cool.
Logged into my
Pottermore.
Oh yeah. So what is your is Malfoy your official listing for the favorite character on Pottermore?
I don't think I've done the favorites yet, actually.
Well.
Was that new?
We can skip. Yeah, I think it was fairly new compared to the other stuff.
Yeah, that was the newest thing they added to it.
Yeah,
because we didn't do it until last time we were on here. Remember, we were on here like, oh wow, they added.
I want to get into that like when we're gonna do that too. But yeah. So like for me, like the spells and potions, Lumos, because I just like the idea of like just this magical like flashlight kind of thing. But even just thematically, just like, oh yeah, I got this light here. You know, going back to Kingdom Hearts, because like. The light or whatever, like
we're talking about our favorite spell right now.
Yeah, the spells.
Because my favorite spell wasn't on the list, which is the Adavra or whatever.
Oh, Avra, the one
Avril Lavigne, and it kills him.
The killing curse. That's messed up, bro. Why you have that? I'm just kidding.
Why is that your favorite?
Yeah,
it's just a really cool spell because it's one of those things where it's like I can fix glasses, I can make stuff kind of float a little bit, I can blow you to bits. It's like that's all of a sudden it's just a jump from two like happy kids play with stuff to like 8,000. Like it's just so out there compared to everything else.
Well, even then, a lot of times it's just like there's a blast or whatever, but it's just simply they die. So it's like going from like all this like very whimsical, fantastical,
to just that just murders you.
No, you're just dead. Like that's freaking creepy, dude.
It's just so crazy. It's just so different than everything else. That's why I was like, that was cool. Where'd that come from?
For those watching, listening, Jordan is a metalhead, so that might be why. But I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you can see some of my guitars and a keyblade back there.
Well, I mean camera's
No, I
not
know.
showing right now, but yes, it's true.
Oh yeah, you can't. Well, Ricardo can look at them. I've got 11 guitars there.
It's
now that
true.
you know.
Yeah, I've been there.
Oh, I
I've seen
didn't
them.
realize there was all this stuff on here.
But yeah, and then so what's your favorite spell or potion?
I would have to
Foxtail.
say, I definitely like the Polyjuice potion.
Okay.
Because I think it's cool that you can like transform into somebody else.
Yeah, that's
like, I
true.
could just be somebody else for a day.
That's
or,
pretty cool.
Or just be your pets.
You know?
Like you could just like,
Yeah.
you know what? Yours lounging around and doing nothing. Toast. I'm gonna be Toast myself.
Yeah.
Toast
But
is her
honestly,
cat, by the way.
I could turn into both Crab and Goyle at the same time. Like half and half.
But like honestly though, I wish that Accio was like an actual thing. Do you know how lazy I would be? I would have to get up. I'd just be like Accio, whatever, and then it would just come to me.
Yeah, I think that's like a very similar thing to like
I need.
even with like, with like Star Wars, to like use the Force to just do menial tasks. Like
Yeah.
Thing in life I would do, even simple stuff that's like I could grab this off the ground, but I wouldn't because I'm gonna make it come to me.
Yeah, exactly.
So actually, wait, just real quick. So you know, I have the question of the day thing. In my
Yes.
Discord or whatever. So I actually added a question in the mix recently that was like, I think it's Amartentia or however you say it, the love potion. You know how it smells different according to each person?
Mm-hmm.
I actually added a question and like, okay, so what would it smell like for you? I genuinely want to know what mine would smell like. Like, I'm just genuinely curious.
Ricardo, what do you think it'd smell like for me?
Jordan, I think it would just be like,
well, because Ricardo knows that I'm a nosmic.
Yes. So
I was born without the ability to smell or
Yeah.
taste.
Really?
So yeah, I can't smell or taste. So I'm always curious how things like that would work for me.
yeah, Jordan's an interesting fellow.
But this isn't the Jordan podcast. This is the
No,
episode.
Hold on. Can we take like a small like rabbit trail? Because I'm intrigued. So like when you eat
Everybody's
and things, like is it just like purely based
Texture.
on
1,000%. I'm glad somebody understands that. Everybody else is like, wow, if I didn't taste, I'd eat fruits and vegetables all day. Fruits
No,
and
it's
vegetables have terrible texture. Yes.
Yeah.
Someone gets it. They
Yeah.
either say something really, really vulgar or they tell me they'll eat healthy food all day. And
No,
then
Yeah, because there's like things that I don't like purely based off texture. It's
Yeah.
just texture. Like bananas smell great, taste great, hate the texture.
Interesting.
Hmm.
by the way, food for the best texture, chocolate.
Curious.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because I
I
know
just-
like I don't think I've ever taken like texture into consideration.
Well, when
'Cause,
you
like,
had
for me, it's always been, like,
when you
taste.
had COVID, you kind of had to do that for a while, didn't you?
Yes.
Because I remember you messaging me, you're like, "I'm living like Jordan. I can't smell or taste, and I have to
No,
taste
this
this."
is true. This is true. It was weird. Like
Did
to
it
experience that.
change any foods for you? Like,
For a little bit afterwards, because then afterwards, when I got better from it, there was like this lasting like extra taste that everything had.
sure.
It was weird. So like
That's
Well,
good.
it kind of changed some things, but then now it's like essentially it's kind of gone back. It's just whatever tastes good to me tastes good. Whatever doesn't.
but I have always said now, if I ever had the option to get the ability to taste, I would never want it because there's foods I like based on their texture, and if all of a sudden I didn't like the taste and it ruined a food for me, I would never want that.
Yep,
I want to
Yeah,
experience
that's a
foods
good
that I've had
point.
the way I've always had them.
exactly.
What has the
So-
worst texture?
Ooh, probably some type of vegetable. Like there's a lot of. Oh, you know what? No, coconut milk. Weirdly enough,
Really?
But isn't
Yeah,
it just
so-
liquid?
no, it's very very thick. I had
Oh, interesting.
one of my very very last courses I ever took at my university I'm a history and sociology major, so it was a lot of historical, and we did a capstone class for Hawaii and stuff. We had a bunch of different. Our final day, we had all kinds of different foods, and our professor was from Hawaii, and he had all these different things. And he brought in like coconut stuff with the actual milk, and it was just this thick
That's
hate. I just didn't like it.
that is so interesting. That's
Huh.
fascinating.
Yeah.
I never
Sorry,
thought of
what?
like the different. I mean, I know like different liquids have different like thickness.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff, but,
like whenever I used to drink
I'm-
soda back forever, I could tell like the differences. I actually could tell the difference
Okay,
between
right.
pretty much every soda except for Coca-Cola and Pepsi. Those two I could never tell apart.
That's
Don't tell
so-
Kirk's dad.
That's so fascinating.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because like I'm thinking,
Yeah. Any other questions on it? Oh, it's called Jusia, by the way. For anybody's got, feel free to ask me. I talk about it quite a bit actually for people.
Think of like liquids like really having a texture. You know what I mean? Like you just drink them. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so I actually didn't know I couldn't taste until actually I was in university, until I actually had a biology professor who went over the stuff with me, and then I found out I couldn't taste. Because there's so many things, I assumed texture was the taste. Like I'd be like, oh yeah, I really like that food. I must like the taste of it. I never put 2 and 2 together of all of this just doesn't work together. Even like water, people would be like, water doesn't have a taste. I'd be like, yeah, it does. Water tastes awesome. And it was just because I guess that to me every texture was just that was taste.
Yeah, you
That
assumed
is
that.
so cool. That's actually really cool.
So it's funny because Jordan had mentioned it. There was a while ago where we kind of went through the Pottermore stuff, and we so when we got to like the wands, we were like
we found out Ricardo has the best.
Yeah, so we were really curious of like there's the details of like the wands and how they're made or what they're made of and all that stuff. But then even like so then we were curious. We looked up from like the Harry Potter wiki or whatever to actually see in universe like how good our wands are. Yeah. So I was thinking that we would do that as well because it'd be hilarious to see just how terrible or how good. So real quickly, let me try to transition back to the thing here. Transition to that, and then back to the Pottermore. All right, so scroll down to the wands, and so my wand is sycamore wood with a unicorn hair core, 10 3/4 inches, and surprisingly swishy flexibility. So right off the bat, without even knowing what that means, it sounds lame. But now I want to know. Okay, so Jordan, what was yours?
Well, mine opposed to yours is awesome. So mine is made of Hollywood. It's got a dragon heartstring core. It's 13 inches because I have to overcompensate. And it's slightly springy flexibility.
All right, Foxtail.
Mine is cypress wood with dragon heartstring core, 12.5 inches, and surprisingly swishy flexibility.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Yet again, I think I might have like the worst.
So are you ready to start talking? Should we talk about ours first, or do you want us to just jump into yours?
Let's we'll start with Foxtails and like
because Ricardo's is like a 40-minute conversation in itself.
Jordan, if you can, if you could like pull up the, I don't know where we found it. Okay, like the list of like everything.
Yeah, I've got everything. I had it open.
Perfect. Okay, so yeah, let's start with Foxtails then, and then we'll work our way down to yours and then mine.
Yeah. So what was the wood that yours was made of?
Cypress.
I don't see it on the list, weirdly enough. Hang on, let me see if this was one of the things that they...
Because we would see like which character in the universe would like have the same or close to like what theirs is, you know? That kind of thing.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I put CP instead of CY. CPY. Cypress. Cypress wands are associated with nobility. The great medieval wand maker, Ollivander, wrote that he was always honored to match a cypress wand, for he knew he was meeting a witch or wizard who would die a heroic death.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Go you.
Yeah. So now we'll just go ahead and check mine real quick on the wood, just to go through those. Which was, yeah, there it is, holly. Where did it go?
But that's so interesting though. It's like already right off the bat, you're like up there in like S tier.
Yeah. So holly is one of the rarer kinds of wandwoods, traditionally considered protective. It works most happily for those who need help overcoming a tendency to anger and impetuosity. Wood from holly trees has magical healing properties and is thought to repel evil. Holly people make good leaders and thoughtful, loving, and effective counselors. Holly people should use their understanding of the dark, hidden side of humanity to guide others in their time of need.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So before you get to mine,
Yeah, of course.
That's so that's the thing. It's like it sounds so cool. Like when someone has like already like the best or like of the best like in universe wands or whatever. It's just funny to read that and like be like, oh wow, you're even cooler or like more powerful than even some of the characters that we know from the story. But and then
well, and so do you want me to go over her and my core real quick, the dragon heartstring?
Yeah, let's go over the dragon heartstring and what that is.
Yeah, because yours I think needs to be in like a full list all the way across.
yeah, because here's the thing. Because real quick, because like Foxtail, like it's just funny because like going over earlier with like Slytherin and how like it means you're your leader and stuff, and then like to know that your wand is essentially like that, like for that role or or like that house. It's just funny how like it's like accurate. You know what I mean?
That's
but then
mm-hmm.
anyways, we'll get to.
So the dragon heartstring cores, which that's what you have as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay.
Yeah.
As a rule, dragon heartstrings produce wands with the most power, and which are capable of the most flamboyant spells. Okay, dragon wands tend to learn more quickly than other types. While they can change allegiances if won from their original master, they are always bond strongly with their current owner. So it's loyal and it's awesome. It's really powerful. The dragon wand tends to be the easiest to turn to the dark arts, which is pretty cool. Though it will not incline that way if it or of its own accord. So it's only if we want it to. It is the most prone of the three cores to accidents, being somewhat temperamental.
Well, we know Jordan's is going to go to the dark arts because he likes abracadabra or whatever.
Yeah, I'm going to be the evil Hufflepuff.
Freak.
Yeah.
But that's interesting, right? Like, you guys have like the strong wands. So I'm curious, so I guess we have to know the rest of the thing. Or do we need to know like what is it, like the durability or whatever, if like
well, I mean, because mine
determine
is
if it's like stronger or just those first two alone.
Well, because those are just like different things. So mine's like slightly springy flexibility. So it's like, I can kind of move it around a little bit, and I can bend it, but it's not going to break or anything.
Right. And what was yours, Foxtail?
Surprisingly swishy.
Okay.
Yeah, so she can kind of like slinky hers.
So it's even. So then that means it's even easy for you guys to do the powerful magic, having the powerful.
And without having to worry as much about it breaking.
I'm like geared up. I'm just geared up for Ricardo's right now. I'm so ready.
But it's just funny because like immediately you two are like S-tier wizards in the Harry Potter world or the wizarding world, and like.
So Ricardo, you're a Sycamore, right?
I believe it's time. I believe it's time for this.
I believe Ricardo's was Sycamore.
I'm so ready.
Yes, Sycamore would.
Yeah. So the Sycamore makes a questing wand, eager for new experiences and losing brilliance if engaged in mundane activity. So right off the bat, his wand gets the more bored it is, the worse it gets. Now here's where it gets even worse. It's a quirk of the handsome ones that they may combust if allowed to become bored. So if Ricardo isn't constantly doing stuff with his wand, it will kill itself. That's our opener.
What?
Yep. If a quirk of the wands that they may combust if allowed to become bored.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Your wand's a rebel.
It's nice to know that should the one who shall not be named come knocking on my door, that I would be such a I don't know, a good adversary, like it's good to know that I can.
You'll be on your 27th wand, just waiting to do something.
That's the thing. Yeah, I would have like a closet of wands. Ready to, like,
we can't have a closet of it because all of a sudden you'd forget about it one day and then just blow up.
I was about to be like, I'll be a cool like cowboy wizard with just like straps of like wands.
What actually happened to the Potter family?
All right, so now we'll move on to the core, right?
Yeah. What's your core?
I believe it's unicorn hair.
Unicorn, right? Yeah.
So awesome.
Yeah, unicorn hair. Oh man, it's just
unicorn hair. So that's pretty cool, and it generally produces the most consistent magic. So that's good. And and it's also the least subject to fluctuations and blockages, so it flows well. Wands with unicorn cores are the most difficult to turn to the dark arts. That's good. It's faithful. Usually remains strongly attached to its first owner, irrespective of whether he or she was accomplished witch or wizard. Minor disadvantage of unicorn hair: they don't make power or the most powerful wands. Although the wood that it's made of might compensate for that, which of course Ricardo's blows itself up if he doesn't use it.
So bad, dude.
And then they're also prone to melancholy if mishandled. And also, the hair can die.
So that's it.
If mishandled, means the hair may die and need replacing.
My wand was made to just blow up. That's it.
Both your core and the wood can kill itself.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, your wand just gets depressed and explodes.
Yes, that was the conclusion we had last.
If he doesn't use it constantly, the wood will blow itself up. If he uses it too much, the string will kill itself, or the core will kill itself.
Oh my gosh!
So
that's a lose-lose situation,
right? It's like, for perspective, there's like a list of like the characters and their wands, right? And we can compare. We can compare like if we could compare like whose wand is closest to ours, because I think that makes it even funnier. Like realizing like who in the story are like,
because like Hermione and Lucius Malfoy, they both have like dragon heartstring, and of course Lucius Malfoy has like the coolest wand in the thing because it's hooked into his cane, which is amazing.
That's a really dope thing.
Cool.
And like me, he also has to go over the top by having a really long wand. His is 18 inches, which is insane.
I mean, it makes sense for the cane, you know.
Yeah, but I like average. I think is like 11 or something, and yours is, what is it, Ricardo? 10.
10 3/4.
Oh right, what was your springiness or whatever?
Oh,
I think that was
It's the same as mine, right?
Surprisingly swishy flexibility.
Yeah. So you have stuff that wants to break and stuff, and it's just falling everywhere.
It's just gonna blow up.
Anyway. Like flies off to the side and then kills itself.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy!
It's terrible. It's sad. I'm just.
One has a mind of its own.
Like your guys is just like, you'd be like top of the class. I'm like, oh, here, like, so that's the thing. Like,
you'd be Seamus.
Who?
You know how he blows everything up?
You would say that, but Jordan, which character has like the wand similar to mine?
Oh right. Was it one of? I think it was one of Ron Weasley's. It was like his second wand or something.
I thought there was someone else.
Remus Lupin has a Cypress wand, by the way.
Oh, that's nice. That's actually pretty cool.
I got a Sycamore.
But yeah, I remember like the last time we had talked about this and did this, it was just ridiculous when we found out which characters were similar to ours with the wands, and like it just made it worse. Everything just was worse and worse.
You're right. Neville Longbottom does have it.
Yep. So there you go.
My next guess.
There you go. Like yeah. So I mean, in some circles, according to some fan theories, that would mean that I'm the real chosen one or whatever.
Depends on how you look at it.
I know. No, I know. That's like one of those.
Yeah,
that's one of those theories out there. Like, but anyway, like, yeah, Neville. I'm Neville, or at least, you know.
Other people would have it, such as Jacob's sibling.
Okay.
You know, Jacob's sibling, classic character.
Everybody's favorite. Everybody gets tattoos of Jacob's sibling.
Yeah. And Jacob's sibling's second wand also, well, first it was dragon, then unicorn, and then a phoenix feather. But at one point it was, so.
So there you go. You got uber powerful wand. You got, or both of yours are really powerful. And then you got mine, who's just made to not work.
Yours is designed to fail you in every aspect.
Yeah, so I'd be like, so it's like, what would change in my life if I were a wizard in the wizarding world? Nothing.
Just the fact that the more you use it, the more likely the core is to break, and the less you use it, the more likely the wood is to break, just cements how perfect your wand is.
So bad.
And then it's just wiggly.
So I guess now, here's because then here's like the kicker are each other's patronuses.
All right, yeah, to really bring home how cool Ricardo is.
Yeah, so mine will go last this time for like the listing thing. So you guys,
mine's the sparrowhawk. It's nothing too like spectacular, but it's a bird. It's a cool bird, sparrowhawk.
It is a cool bird. It even sounds cool.
That does sound cool.
Foxtail, what's yours?
Mine is a sphinx cat.
Good one too.
That's cool.
And of course, Ricardo.
Wait. I'll get to it.
No, I was just say the predator of the animal kingdom.
Hold on, we'll get to that. That's really cool. Yeah. So you guys sound like you'd be, just formidable foes and cool wizards in the wizarding world with, top of the class and got top of Slytherin over here, like, and then Jordan being like the Hufflepuff that's not a joke,
Yeah.
And then
I have more than 2 cameos in my movie.
Yeah, and then there's like you basically would be like Cedric, like the cool one who gets to go to the Tri-Wizard.
I don't know if that ends very well, but I'll take your word for it.
Okay, well, before that,
I don't know if you want to be that guy.
Before that part, being like the one who actually,
like when he goes on to be Edward in
Robert
Twilight.
Pattinson's not sparkly in that film. So.
Yeah, it's true.
Like Twilight.
I'm going to be him in it, but I'm also going to dress as Batman.
Exactly, because he's Batman now, which is it's cool.
Oh, is he really?
Mm-hmm, he's the next Batman.
He's the next Batman.
Robert Pattinson.
The part that worried me most about it was how because his chin kind of sticks out more. And I was like, I wonder if that'll go against the cowl.
But
because I've seen the front pictures and it looks fine, but the side picture, I don't know if it's going to be too much.
Yeah, but yeah, but before that part, I mean, like being the one Hufflepuff and the one in the school, because everyone knows Harry didn't deserve to be there, but the only one from Hogwarts to actually be chosen to go to the Tri-Wizard games, right?
Sure.
So that's what I'm saying, like being top of the Hufflepuff and technically the school potential.
Yeah, no, Harry Potter Ash Ketchum'd his way into everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Like he doesn't do anything, but still gets.
Yo, put out the fire. Here's the Earth badge.
Your friends did all the work, but you'll get points too. Anyway.
You saved the gym. Here's a water badge.
No, but yeah. So you guys are cool. Yep. So my Patronus.
Oh no.
My Patronus is a shrew.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
I appreciate it. Don't patronize me.
Don't Patronus him. He's the you are the rodent of the mouse family.
Yeah. I'm curious though, what is Neville's Patronus?
Do you think they ever explored that?
I don't know if they did, but I'm sure somehow there's like on like the wiki.
Neville Longbottom's Patronus. Let's see what we got.
It's like, oh, it would have been a shrew.
It just says non-corporeal.
Oh, so his doesn't even have a form. So I'm not as lame as Neville. I'm kidding.
Well, so he's one of the only main characters whose Patronus does not take on the form of an animal. He learns how to produce a non-corporeal Patronus along with other members of Dumbledore's army.
Interesting.
Look, guys, it's a smoke.
That's pretty good. Look at this Patronus. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. Probably just like something that like some blast of light or something that like wards off.
So at the end of the day, if his is smoke, it still killed more people than the shrew.
This is true. This is, yeah. So there you go. So that's I guess that's a good way to end that segment, is just how terrible.
Hey, but at least you're a Hufflepuff.
Yes, that's true. At least I'm a Hufflepuff.
Apparently Rita Skeeter's Patronus is a beetle.
Interesting.
What type of beetle?
I don't know, it just says beetle. I was trying to see if I can find like a list of like everybody's Patronuses.
But I mean, beetles are still, they can at least fly or something. What's a shrew?
Well, especially if you have a group of them, I guess if you have a group of shrew, that'll mess somebody up too.
No, but like, what would a shrew do? That's just funny though. Man, that's.
Would you rather fight one beetle-sized shrew or 1,000 shrew-sized beetles?
Oh.
Or the other way around.
As my Patronus, or like as like in general, like I think a beetle-sized shrew, I don't think that really changes it much. Like it's still a shrew, and it's just.
See,
rather deal with
it'd be cute. I'm surprised with how your luck was with some of those things, that there wasn't like something else wrong with it. It's like a shrew, but it's like in parentheses, but with a limp or something like that.
Spontaneously combust when it's depressed. Like
a shrew, but it has a tendency to stop.
If a Dementor shows up, it's too bad. It's gonna suck up the shrew.
Bored, it dies.
Just imagine that. Like it just like doesn't even ward off a Dementor. It just like sucks it up. Because it's just a shrew. It's like,
He's like, hey, get out of here. Go away. Ah!
So, oh man.
Yeah. I do like the idea of just having that type of personality.
Just like there's such a mentor in front of you. It just sucks up your shrill, and then your wand like, nah, not feeling it today.
It's gonna have this build up where he's like, protect me. It's like, it's gone. Like immediately just gone. You're like, oh. Wand blows up in your hand.
So I think, yeah, that's a lot of fun. Just like looking over that and just comparing and having fun with it. I just want to take a moment though, because this is the episode of Slightly Foxtail. You know, we're talking about and talking to, and I think it'd be appropriate to then just kind of acknowledge just how much growth there has been in her time as a streamer. And I'd say, I guess, career as a streamer, like just like just seeing,
third
like,
biggest streamer on Twitch.
Hey man, one day. You know, there was that one list that was like leaked a while ago about like streamers that get paid. And all,
what would you do if you saw it on there?
Like, she would just be like up there, like, what?
I would be like,
she's like, hey, number 7, and just
wrong.
nobody knew. Yeah.
I don't think I belong on this list.
Like that. I don't know if you guys seen like the John Cena with the green screen. Like, are you sure about that? Like, the cut hole. But yeah, here I'm gonna move on over to the other screen.
To the leak to see if I can find her.
Nah, but right here, just looking at your Twitch channel, looking at the Slightly Foxtail Twitch channel, it's insane to see 1.3 thousand followers. Like,
I know.
God, I didn't even know there's that many people on the planet.
But like, you know, like just knowing where you started with this, and having been there and just seeing that, it's just so, it's insane to see. And I just want to congratulate. If I had a sound, one of these days I'm gonna get a soundboard, but you know, just like all the applause, man, all the applause. Like,
she's honestly, got it already. She's got 1.3 thousand people clapping for her.
This is true.
So crazy. It's so, I actually like. So I told myself that if I reached 1,000 followers, I would do a 24-hour stream. And when I said that, I was at 730, and I was like, I have time. I got nothing but time. Okay, that's like that's 270 people. That's math. Yeah, that's 270 people. I'm thinking about that. I was like, I have time, and then SkyTech happened, and I didn't have time.
Explain. What is SkyTech?
Yeah. So
that's her Twitch bot viewers.
No, so SkyTech Gaming, they're a PC company. But what they decided to do was, instead of putting money into commercialism, they are putting it back into streamers. And so they do giveaways every Thursday on their Twitch channel, and then they do a pay it forward raid, where they raid a streamer that they scope out ahead of time. And then they have that streamer host the final giveaway, but people have to be following to be in that giveaway. So they'll hop on over with like 300 people. Okay. And then like it's just chaotic, and then they'll reach out to the streamer afterwards and so on and so forth. And so I was playing Little Nightmares 2 one evening, and all of a sudden my OBS started to freak out. And I started to freak out.
Oh boy.
And then I was like 40 people away from 1,000. And I was like, oh shoot. I have to stay up for 24 hours soon. And that was the wildest thing in the world. I was like so set on like having time. I was like, I got time. I got time. And then I didn't have time.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's
super cool.
Man, just seeing that growth, just seeing where you come to, and like how it seems relatively like quick, but then it's also just like, I guess because of that, just how shocking it is, and how
it's awesome. That's really cool.
And
a lot of people don't get that opportunity, so it's really cool that you.
It's so crazy.
You built that up.
Why me? You know what I mean? Like I have so many moments where I sit in this chair and I'm like, why me? Like why? And it just gives me all the more motivation to make sure that like I'm being positive with my community, being positive with myself, my streams, making sure that like I'm giving back because
Yeah,
I've been
that's
given so
fantastic.
much. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I want to give back. It's like it's insane. It's just absolutely insane.
That's just so beautiful.
Maybe it's because you actually have a good Patronus that things work in your favor.
We're done with that. Get that Harry Potter. No.
Ricardo's was going well, then his YouTube channel blew up.
Shut up. That's why it's a shrew. No. No. Yeah. That's a beautiful thing. And again, like just how you've been able to stay humble even with this growth. And like I think I think I can be. I think I'm confident in saying that I think that you'll remain that way because of just how you are now already. And like, yeah, just like seriously, like congratulations on all of it.
Yeah.
And then which leading to like the cool thing, I mean, I'd say like even how like again going back to like merch, like how it's like not even the thing of like when you said like why me, like that's something that I think like that we can share, and like even with like the merch, like how many people have been so supportive of it, and have like actually participated in that, and like when they've bought stuff, but even like how enthusiastic they've been, and it's insane. Like and for those who don't know, you could put in the chat for those watching live the command for !Foxtail, but there is merch, Slightly Foxtail merch, and I want to support Slightly Foxtail by shouting that out and letting people know that they can go and support.
I did it.
Yeah, they could go support Slightly Foxtail by looking at the merch, like because even with the merch, it's not like you don't have to be scared of like oh man, I gotta you know, I have to buy like an article of clothing, but like no, there's a lot of different things. In fact, I mean, I'll go over to the site right now. If you go to store.slightlyfoxtail.com, and
I think like my favorite, just like interjection, like ever so sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're
but
good.
I think one of my favorite things about the merch thing is like it doesn't just support me, it supports you. Because it's your art. Your art is getting out there, your art is getting exposed. Like there's more, like people are gonna know like this art was made by Riconius, like this person made this. And so it's like it's not just me, it's both of us. And then with fancy stickers, like you know what I mean? Like it's not like it's so much bigger than just Slightly Foxtail. Like there's so much more to it. Like it's not.
Oh, did Fancy make stuff for you too?
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll get
that's cool.
We'll get into that, but yeah, like shout out to Fancy as well. Like
Fancy's a cool person.
I'm gonna
She's cool too.
Like that's the thing. Like thank you so much. Like I don't know if you know like how appreciative I am of that, because like I was gonna say like while you're saying that was like take that internet, because there's the notoriety of like the whole thing of like paying an artist an exposure, or like or like even just not even compensating an artist like that does stuff like this. Like I think where it's not even offering anything in return, whereas like I'll say like for like stuff I've designed for like True Friends Gaming, like I've done like willingly, and like but I think in return like there isn't like,
this is my mankini,
like there isn't
it doesn't work because they can't see my camera, but that's all right.
There but like with True Friends Gaming, like I mean there hasn't been any like we don't do it for like we're not getting money from it or anything, but like
no, there's no profit made in True Friends Gaming.
But
that's the one thing I said when we first made the channel is we'll never profit. Any money that goes to either charities or supporting other things.
But yeah, like what I was saying was like how, but then with that, like what's been the benefits from it is to be able to like have the experience of learning to do like branding stuff, of learning to do like, for example, on YouTube, like thumbnails, and learning to do like the motion graphics for like the stuff for videos as well, and all that stuff. Like, so it's been
we have so like a resume of like years and years of Ricardo just even getting better at art. Like, you look back at your old
Exactly.
stuff now.
I don't want to. but yeah, so whereas in contrast, there are so many people online who have taken advantage of artists and not even offering like anything, or not even just online. Like,
You got to pay that exposure.
I had a that's what I'm getting to. The issue of that, of like,
yeah, no, of course.
where even recent time, I had gotten taken advantage of. Even it wasn't even online, but even with an individual, with like designing stuff for them and everything, and then like just not getting paid, or like the payment, it was just just excuses for not paying or whatever. But anyway, but like, I gotta tell everybody now, like, the experience working for SlightlyFoxtail stuff has been probably one of the, I'll say one of the best things ever, of just how there's the support from everyone behind the scenes, and even the people who like have do buy the merch and everything, just by doing that is great support. But even like from Foxtail herself, of like just how caring for wanting to like
I'm so sorry for your
that's good. No, you're good. Like just how almost like eager, or like just ready to support the work behind it for me and Fancy. Like, that just means so much, because that's something that I think a lot of people don't understand, that especially for like doing stuff for like online and everything, like a lot of people just don't do that for artists. And you do, and it's awesome. But yeah, like,
I mean, I offer other things. Like, I've offered you stuff for music, and I've offered to help edit with videos and stuff like that. I help where I can,
like that's what I'm saying. Like we're like,
it's not just like
where even that people don't do.
Take, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
people
like, even like this podcast. That's part of the reason I think I'm here, is because Ricardo knows I said I'll edit stuff for him if he wants me to. And he's like, well, welcome aboard.
Well, I guess the jig is up. Everybody now knows Jordan's just here because I told him.
Ricardo's paying me an exposure. It's fine.
But yeah, going back to the store, like, even because I know people are like, a lot of times will be like, well, but for like things like clothes and stuff, like, well, typically that might cost more than they would be able to or want to pay. But it's like, no, there's other things. Like, I want to go through like the list of the products. Like, it's insane, like what we've been able to do. So if you look here on this, of course it's been up on the stream for a while, but like right now it's still carrying over from like the spooky season, Halloween season. We still got those items. Like, it was so fun to do, by the way, because of like the ideas for it. So like, we have Baxter dressed up as some characters for Halloween, right? And just seeing this, like, you have shirts, cool, but like, even like more than that, things collectible and fun, like stickers and mugs, like, and just, I think the thing that was exciting for me, okay, first of all, like, the blanket is really dope, but
oh my gosh, the blankets, I love those.
the new items that we're able to do, like the sticker sheets, like, is probably like the thing
that's cool.
So cool.
Yeah, I think that's the one that's like I'm probably most excited for, like the sticker sheets, because like you have more than one kind of thing. I'm gonna try to. I wonder if there's like a way to. Oh, here we go. Here it is. So like, I'll just click on the sticker sheet real quick because of how fun it is, and like I think the potential for sticker sheets. I know I'm like promoting just like one product, but like, this is like the one I'm like, y'all need to understand.
So cool.
Like, y'all need to understand like how big of a deal this is, because it's like. You can just have them all there, like.
So did Fancy do that, or did Ricardo do that?
So these these stickers from this season, it was me that did it.
Okay, because I was gonna say that's so like similar to your art style. I was gonna.
Yeah, no, these were me. The Spooky Tale collection sticker sheet, it was me.
Yeah.
But like the fun stuff like this, like doing like Baxter as like as Harry Potter, right? And then we have Baxter as Jack Skellington, Baxter as Oogie Boogie.
Oogie Boogie.
Mm-hmm. But let me tell y'all, like, how just to be able to do this, and the opportunity to do this and have fun with it, but even like the support, both behind the scenes, like with like from Foxtail and Fancy, and then also and then the people who do end up buying this, or even like when they do buy it, like sharing like photos of them with it and stuff like that. It's awesome. But yeah, big shout out to Fancy, because when we started this, the idea of like having like the seasonal thing, right? And then like the reason why I'm so happy to have like brought Fancy aboard to do this with us is because Fancy has like this talent to draw. If you like pick out like a character from something you like or whatever, the ability to like transform that character to like the cutest thing ever. So I'm going to go right now to the Fancy stickers, because what she did with the way she took Baxter and made Baxter. Oh, whoa. Wait. Are they not listed? Wait. Oh, wait. Probably got to go to the stickers.
Wait. Are they not on there?
Oh, no. Wait.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
No. Oh, it might have been because they were summer season. I can put them
Oh, that's true. Well, it's okay.
Yikes. Sorry, everybody. Too bad you missed out.
No. Hold on.
You're really aggressive about it.
No, it's cool. Because what I could do is I could still pull up the stuff, because obviously I have the stuff real quick.
You know what I should have put didn't Fancy do an all limbs one too? Of
Yes.
of this one?
Yes. There is an all limbs drawing. But was it up in the thing though to add it to the story? Well, it's okay. I'll pull it up real quick.
This actually isn't merch, by the way. This is just something that my girlfriend actually painted this onto a mask for me, but it's still the logo that Ricardo made. So just want people to see like the stuff he did.
I use the restroom really quickly.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, for sure.
You might want to go to the bathroom first, but yeah.
Right back. Sorry.
Of course.
So while she's doing that, I'll try and pull up I'm trying to find where it is. I can't.
And while he does that, I'll talk to everybody. So I hope everybody's doing all right. People in the chat, thank you for coming to watch the first episode of the Podconius, starring your host, who I think for me is, or for you guys is on this side of me, Ricardo Riconius, who is gracious enough to allow me to help him. He's waiting for me to make some stupid joke. I see him like just waiting for it. And I'm being genuine right now. So thank you, Ricardo, for allowing me to join you. I'm Jordan.
Absolutely.
He's Ricardo. And of course, we're joined today by SlightlyFoxtail.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool because I've only talked to her a couple times as well, so I don't really know her that well. And I'm not really, I'm not part of that community. This isn't a group of, I've known Ricardo for a long time, but I don't know the ins and outs and the intricacies of her friend group other than the times I've played games with her. But it seems like everybody's really cool and supportive, and they've got nice things to say about you. So I can't say anything negative. So thank you for bringing that over to Ricardo's channel as well.
Absolutely. So these are two of the stickers that Fancy had designed, and just look at how adorable Baxter is. How she drew Baxter, like seriously.
Yeah, it's great.
Like, so also like just the just being able to see like, because I know starting out, like we're just still trying to like figure out like what would we do for like seasonal stuff, or like how would we approach doing the merch, and the idea of doing seasonal stuff, and then like what that would look like. Fancy just was able to like do this. Like, I mean, I know like on our end it's easy to be like, oh, we know without any effort, but like seeing the effort in it, like the creativity of like for like the summertime or spring. I believe this was like springtime.
That looks like spring, yeah.
But I think in just having the fun with this, and like something that, again, it's even goes into like the theme of like having the character of Baxter, that mascot, and seeing people like make it their own, and seeing how like Fancy was able to do that for these stickers. Like that's why I was so excited to do it, because it's like I can be like point to it and be like, no, this was Fancy. So like to specifically be like, these are the special stickers designed by this artist Fancy.
Mm-hmm.
And like give all credit to her for them, But yeah, so yeah, that's we got the SlightlyFoxtail store that you can go and get stuff and support SlightlyFoxtail and everything, and how I am in full support because of just how caring and how despite like the growth, like still being like so humble and genuine and authentically good person, you know, doing this. And
thanks, man. I appreciate it.
And there's Jordan. But yeah, big shout out or big congratulations and applause to SlightlyFoxtail. And yeah, thank you for just being
born
dope. Okay.
Oh, okay. I was close.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, and this was chill, you know, just being able to do this. Just
I can't tell if you're concluding or not.
I can't tell either. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
Because I was just saying, because we're at the point now where I feel like we could kind of just like free talk and hang out. Because I feel like that's what we're on the verge of wanting to do, but then we kind of followed a format of stuff, and I think we ended up scripting ourselves.
I mean, like a list of things. I mean,
well, I feel like we got too stuck on the list though.
I guess,
as opposed to the free flow format you were kind of hoping for when you pitched the idea.
Well, yeah, I mean, now like that's what
there's nothing wrong with the list.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, like, we could, if we want, we could take a break. I know. I
was actually going to ask her if she gets a lot of fan art of the Baxter character. Like, I was curious. Do you ever get any like fan art of that or anything?
I think I've gotten some fan art of Baxter actually.
Because the most we've ever gotten is fanfics that involve all of the male members kissing and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh, are you actually?
Yeah, we have. There's one of me doing a dramatic reading of one of them on our channel from like 2013 or something.
But yeah, we I know you just went to restroom and everything, but let's take a quick break. And then we'll come back, and then we can we could talk more about like the fan art stuff and everything. Because it's exciting. Everyone talk about that. But yeah, so everybody watching live, we will be take a break right now and see you when we get back from that. Yeah. So let's do it. Break time. Okay. All right. We are back, sir. Just kidding. That was dumb.
Ricardo, yeah, I know you couldn't hear me, Ricardo, but I was telling you, don't worry, Ricardo, count at the normal time, and I'll be ready the second you want me to stop.
Okay. So, before the break, we were talking about the like fan art and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have
and fanfics?
Do you have any yes, and those we'll try and not.
Does Baxter have any fanfics?
I don't think so.
Not yet, but now.
Time to start. Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, there was a thing. I think I'll have to wait till I have time to. Writing. But I did that. There is something that we've talked about that's related to like the summer season kind of stuff.
Okay, so this is actual stuff you guys were working on. This isn't like Ricardo on his spare time made a fanfic about Baxter.
Well, I mean, kind of on my spare time because I think when I have time again, because from like Boneyard and all that. But but yeah, the thing that Foxtail knows
that thing.
But anyway,
episode 2, by the way, is out now.
If you have oh, you mean the yes, but this is not my episode.
Boneyard. No, I know, but I just wanted to go ahead and sneak that in there.
Boneyard chapter 2 out now.
Yeah, Foxtail, if you
this podcast brought to you by.
If you could send me like some of the fan art, like on the, or where would it? Is it on your Discord? I could probably pull it up.
It is. It actually is. There's a fan art.
Oh yeah, here it is. The fan art section.
Saving it, but if you want to just go through it on the Discord, that's easier.
Am I a bad person for not being in the Discord?
I don't think you're a bad person.
In the Discord, you can join the Discord.
Yeah, everyone can join.
Yeah.
Unless you hate foxes.
Oh, then yeah, I should probably stay out.
Yeah.
I'm already in Inari's, which is built around foxes.
Right.
And also your other friend who changed his stuff to be about foxes. Well, I guess you said Evan's name. I don't have to.
Oh.
Did you find the fan art section?
I thought there were more than. Well, I guess we could just go through it anyway.
There might be more. Here, you look through that one, and then I'll look through.
Classic Ricardo getting mad at you guys for not giving enough fan art.
Yeah, and if you can, then like send it on like a DM or something on Discord, and I could pull it up. But
Mhm.
let me all right, let me go to the browser. That I don't know why that freezes up the
Are you able to?
Discord.
Do you have it set on your Discord where people can set their own nicknames? Because if not, my Discord is set through my like music channel as well. So I was just going to change my name to be something that works more with the gaming scene.
You
Okay.
can set nicknames. We constantly change our nicknames, so be prepared for that.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Like for a long time, I was like, what was it? It was like the Vato from Tatooine or something like that.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you were in ours?
Yeah. I had changed that for like most things, but then
And now you're like Riconius has
But no-
fainted or something.
on no on the Riconius Discord, I was Riconius has fainted for a bit, but then I think
You are on TFG.
I think
aren't
I'm
you?
that. Yeah, I think I'm that on TFG still. But on TFG, it's just my name, so it's Ricardo has fainted. So I didn't change that because it sounds funnier, because it's my actual name. Anyway, so yeah, the first. Oh yeah, so if you have any fan art, like Foxtail fan art, and you're
Yeah,
in the
post it.
Foxtail Discord, please share it in Discord, so we could pull it up here. But like,
So we
here's
can feature it.
this one was okay. The reason why
Who's the artist,
mine-
by the way, of this one?
Hmm?
Who's the artist of this one?
So
To give proper credit.
Yeah. So the person
Okay.
who posted this one was what, Itty Bitty? Is that
Mhm.
yeah? Okay, yeah, Itty Bitty in the Slightly Foxtail Discord. This one, I think, was like the first one. It's the first one in the fan art channel, and I think
Mhm.
the thing about it that just blew me away is just how, again, people taking Baxter and making him their own. Like, it's insane to me. Like, it's because it's fan art of like of this character that I drew. You know what I mean? Like, it's just cool to see that. Like, and just how it just looks so. First of all,
I dig the tail.
awesome artwork. Like, just in
Also,
terms
the
of, like,
sunlight
quality.
coming through. That's really cool.
Yeah, the lighting of it, just even the context of it, like, it's Baxter with, like, these chespins, these Pokemon.
I love Chespin. I love Chespin so much.
I know Chespin's a cutie, and then like, yeah, the tail being like kind of like this heart shape right here too. That's a little clever. little
Fourth
cute
gen
thing.
grass starter ? Question mark.
5th gen, I believe.
Dang it, so close.
Yeah. No, the 4th gen is
Turtwig.
yeah, Turtwig. Yep.
Yeah, see, I'm learning from Pokemon Go.
That's true. Yeah, you hear little details of, like, I think that's a Pokedex, right? Or is that just a camera, like, that has the color of a Pokedex?
Because I think it's
I thought it was a Switch.
of Pokemon Snap.
Oh, the new one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so this is more recent than I thought. I don't know why I felt like it was a while ago. That's funny. That's cool. There's just, like, look at this. Like,
Well, you couldn't tell because there was an uber attractive Todd Snap in the background.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Gotta have Todd. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
There's an Alolan Raichu right there surfing on the water. Look at that.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. That is, the detail in this is amazing. Oh my goodness, uncanny. But looking at this and, like, seeing, it's like true fan art of, like, because, like, Baxter is drawn in, like, a specific style, but then, like, this person, like, making it their own style and everything, and, like, even, like, little details of, like, like a more anatomically correct fox. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I love seeing that. Like, it's just so cool. Like, it's.
I'm gonna have more coming to you.
Oh yes, please. And then okay, and then.
So is this canon? Like, is this an event that Baxter has done?
I mean, because it's in the Pokemon universe, maybe. Well, the thing is, I was.
Well, because Baxter seems like that could be a character that could cross between all of the series, depending on.
That's what I was gonna say, was that in my mind, there are two canons that I'll get to, but, like, where it's like, in my mind, it's like Baxter has like
Baxter
crossover.
616. Oh.
Baxter has crossover in, like, to any, like, game world. You know what I mean? So, like,
yeah.
So yeah, it would be canon in the, sort of like in the sense of, like, Kingdom Hearts, where it's like they were in those Disney movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then the other canon, there's a specific canon that's related to one of the merch lines that we did during the summer. which again, I don't know. I won't say much of because again, that's something that hopefully we'll play around with when I have time, you know. But oh, here we go. We got more fan art. Perfect.
Yeah, I'm about to send.
Alrighty. So that, oh my goodness. So speaking of like the origins of Baxter, this next one is pretty sick. Is literally the Baxter bot. Like that's amazing. Look at that.
Oh, so that was like pre-Fox Baxter?
I think no, I
like
think
before you had the mascot, I mean, like before you actually had a physical representation?
I don't know. Was this before Baxter was designed or was it
Which one?
The robot?
Oh yeah. Oh, so that's okay. So that was my chair. That was my chair. So my
Oh.
old chair was also named Baxter, but it was Backster.
Oh.
And so Senri made an homage to
who was in the chat, by the way.
Senri! Yeah. Hey! Okay,
yeah.
Senri did this. Okay, cool.
When I broke the chair.
Senri, that's wonderful.
The time I broke my chair, Senri made like a little emote version of it.
This looks like it'd be like a Windows, like a friend of Clippy.
Oh yeah, like the Clippy thing, and like
so he pop up like, hey, do you need help?
So then was this before or after like the Baxter character was a thing?
I think this is after.
Okay.
After. This is like my chair emote. I think I actually have it.
Mm-hmm. I think it is one of the emotes, yeah.
Because I was curious if this was like proto Baxter or not.
That's really it's adorable. Like you got the cute eyes. You got everything here, you know.
Also, the orange in the eyes really help with the branding.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's I think that's what separates it from Baxter, because Baxter's eyes are like the what color would you say it is?
Brownish red,
like the cyan.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because the last fan art picture was like a reddish.
Well, that one had like the stylized, like it had like I think he had hearts in his eyes, like that kind of thing.
It was harder to tell because I've got the stream smaller, but yeah, okay.
Yeah. Really good work there, Senri. Next is made by May, and this is a fun one.
It wasn't made by you.
No, sorry. So I'm curious, what is the story? Do you know the story behind this one?
Ah, the hair of the cosmos.
I'm trying to remember what the story behind that was, and I can't think of it for my life. But it was gotta be something on stream. It's gotta be something related to. I was probably talking about Rapunzel or something.
It sounds like Rapunzel.
Yeah, I was about to say.
It's like Rapunzel meets Katamari.
Yeah, and I don't remember the full context.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Was like it reminds me of like Rapunzel, like the Disney Rapunzel with like the lights in the sky, you know, the lanterns, and then. But as a fox, that's adorable.
Super cute.
Oh my goodness, I love it. Good job, May, as well.
What if this became a regular thing in the podcast? No matter who we talk to, halfway through we just stop and look at Fox, like her Discord's fan art.
Oh man, that'd be awesome. We'll see. Like yeah, just like a recurrent thing, just specifically the Foxtail fan art. But yeah, this is yeah, it's so cute. It's cute. I like it. So would you say this is specifically Baxter or just a fox for sake of like?
I think it's just like a fox, I would say. I think a lot of these are like just foxes.
Just like the theme of foxes.
Yeah, but Baxter's a fox, so like I always just associate anything fox related in my Discord with Baxter.
Right. Yeah, like, yeah.
Get that.
I see Baxter's personality in them, I guess.
Yeah, it's cute. I like its mouth.
Yeah.
All right. Next one is Zoinks Fox.
Ooh, good name.
And
like Zoinks Fox.
Natty, no.
Natty.
So what is it? What's the story behind this?
Mario Kart.
Oh, okay. I get it.
100% Mario Kart.
Okay.
I think it was like she had passed me like towards Natty, no. And I was so mad.
That's
so
amazing.
Definitely Mario Kart.
So that one's totally Baxter, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
It seems like
that or yeah, Tails joined Mario Kart.
And just like the yelling.
Yeah, where's the fan art of Baxter and Tails hanging out? That'd be cool.
Eventually, whenever.
And they're riding on the whatever nine-tailed fox.
Yeah.
Or just Ninetales.
Just all the fox.
You know what? They're writing Vulpix. Oh, go ahead.
Awesome. So that was from Zoinks Fox. Then the next one is from Stormchaser.
Chaser. Sorry, did I spell it wrong?
Chase. Oh, maybe.
Oops, yeah, I did spell it wrong.
Oh,
That's neat.
Stormchaser. Yeah, I love it. Look at that. Dia de Muertos. Like,
Cute.
Yeah, it's a man after your heart, Ricardo.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a Halloween
appreciate that.
one. It was just a little Halloween.
Maybe not the artist, the fox. I mean,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like 6 tails. That's pretty. Isn't that Vulpix? Like Vulpix has 6 tails, but I don't know. I don't know what.
I think so.
It's great. I love it. I love it, especially with just that little touch of the mask there. It's just.
How many tails does Ninetales have?
Wait, so are the next few also from the same person?
Yeah.
Oh wow, these are really cool. The next
El
one.
Destos Muerto.
Oh. It's elementary, my dear Baxter.
Oh hey, I like that one a lot. That's a really cool picture. I'm not sure what the background set is. Like that looks like that was like
I said the wrong thing for the wrong fan art. My bad. That's coming up.
No, I know. But I thought that was like a preset background and then like the character drawn in.
Oh, I can definitely, when we get to that one, I will definitely tell you the story behind that one.
Okay. So is this,
I really like this character though.
What's the story behind this one? If there is one.
The autumn one?
Yeah.
I think it was just because I just loved the season.
Okay. So and with like the knit cap and everything, and then I like how it's a plush, you know?
It's
like
a stuffed animal, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. The next few are next couple are kind of similar to that, but the next one right here, also from Stormchaser. What's going on here? This is why I said elementary, my dear Baxter. But what's going on here?
I feel like there was a mess up that she might have made in a game here, but maybe not.
No, so this one, so there's the main reason why it has a show called Ellery Queen. It was made in the 90s.
Oh yeah, I remember you guys were watching that.
60s, I think. 1960s, 1970s, somewhere in there.
What was it called?
Ellery Queen.
Ellery Queen. Got it.
Basically, it's a whodunit mystery, and we were watching it in the Discord, and we became pretty invested in it. And so one of the times when I was playing Mario Kart, I would always go, "Who did it?" Like when somebody hit me with a shell or something like that, I'd be like, "Who did it?" And so it became like a meme. And so I don't remember if I edited it or if somebody else edited it, but I think it was me, but I took like the beginning part of like the show from Ellery Queen, the opening, where it goes, or match wits with Ellery Queen and find out who did it, but I replaced the who did it with my who did it.
Like the audio, like just who did it?
And so that's pretty much I think I have the audio.
That's some deep lore.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's
I love that.
awesome.
That shows.
That's one of those things that you can tell that to find out who your true fans are.
Yeah, like that shows like the depth in the community, like a community that does something like that. Where it's
Do you have something like that where like like two people are wearing a slightly foxtail shirt and they see each other and then they can like do a sign to see if the other one's a poser or if they actually know what it.
Oh my gosh, yeah, honestly,
the
biggest one I can tell you, I, without fail, when you come into my stream, I will say one of two things. Welcome in, or how are you doing? I say those every single time. So I actually have a community member who comes into my stream and can verbatim quote what I will say to him when he enters. And so he'll start off with, the username is Ramen Fajitas, and he goes, he just types in chat, Ramen, how are you doing? And I say that exactly. So that's like a welcome in is one for sure. And then who did it would probably be another one.
Okay.
I just put who did it.
That's dope.
But yeah, welcome in is like.
See, now I can blend in and people will think I'm a part of the group.
Yeah. You can pose as one of them. Yeah, that's what I love, like seeing that, like seeing how like there's that that interplay between within the community of like knowing something that's specific to you and like and everyone participating in that, like being a community, a Slightly Foxtail community, like
speaking of which,
like an inside joke kind
there
of thing.
I followed her.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Well, we're already friends on here. I just didn't realize we weren't following you because I thought I followed everybody that night that we played with. But I think you also ended up having to leave early or something.
I think something like that. I don't remember.
The next
you
fan
and
art,
somebody like Blackout, I think was the other person that had to leave early. Go ahead.
The next fan art that also from Storm Chaser is really cool because of like, well, let me just post it obviously, but like, look at that. It like has like this really cool 3D effect on the little plush. Like it looks.
Yeah. See, so again, was this made like in a program or something? Because the backgrounds kind of all have like the same effect where it's like this 2D, just repeating pattern.
I mean, it could just be from like whatever the software is like just pulling in stuff. And
yeah, well, I just didn't know if this was a program that made stuff like this or if this was all drawn like by the artist.
I think it's all drawn. I'm not sure.
Is there a story behind this steampunk Baxter here?
Oh.
I thought you were gonna say something else.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it was
just a neat character.
Just a cool idea, yeah. Well, I love this next one because I'm a huge fan of Miyazaki, and this one right here.
Please have the wrong one again.
It is so cute.
Totoro Baxter.
Cute.
Oh, I love it.
It's awesome. I could just see like that.
It's also kind of terrifying.
Well, because it's Totoro. He's like kind of.
Yeah, no, I've seen it.
If you don't know, but I'm saying like if you don't know Totoro, like he's gonna be kind of like this weird, almost bizarre, somewhat creepy, huge thing. But I just think it's funny because it's just funny because like it just looks like it. You know what I mean? Like it just.
Yeah,
I could just
that
see
or off-colored Grimace.
I don't know about.
What, you don't remember Grimace?
No, I do remember Grimace. I'm saying like I don't know what.
Yeah, make him completely purple and take the ears off. Grimace.
Grimace has like a face though, with like a mouth and everything. Like,
well, yeah, obviously he's gonna have a face, but not everybody has the same face, Ricardo. It's ignorant.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
Well, TOS copyright. We're down. Sorry, guys. Podcast over.
My husband calling me.
It was me.
All right. The last fan art we'll look at right here is this is really cool, a really cool one. And I know the story, and I know there is a story with this one, but it's from May, and it is a really dope Animal Crossing related fan art right here.
It's so cute.
Like that one, that'd be a good emote.
So
it might be a bit small though, so maybe not.
For those who don't know, what is the story behind this one?
So I wanted Audie like so bad, because Audie's like the one wolf that's like the closest to a fox because of her coloring. So I wanted Audie really badly. So I went on this huge hunt for Audie, and in the process, I kept finding Cashmere. And if you don't know who Cashmere is, Cashmere is very interesting.
Cashmere is the character that's on these headpieces.
The hat. Yeah. There is a clip on my channel that I don't remember the name of the command that they made for it, but of the first time that I saw Cashmere.
Is it a turtle?
No, it's a sheep.
Oh, that's the wool. Okay, I thought that was just a head with a bandana. Okay, no, okay.
I literally like screeched the first time that I saw Cashmere. I was like so taken aback, and then I kept running into Cashmere, and then Cashmere grew on me. But that's why we're wearing Cashmere hats. But like literally, I heard there's like the clip. So the clip, I have to find it. I forgot the command for it on my channel. But basically, the sheep is turned around, so it's just a sheep. And so, like, from the back is fluffy sheep. And I was like, oh, a sheep. So I go over and I talk to it, and the minute it turns around, I'm just like, ah!
Oh, no.
Creepy looking. And I, ran out of there so fast. I was like, nope. And then I just kept running into Cashmere.
That's how I felt about Benjamin.
Yeah, Benjamin... Good boy, Benjamin.
It's so ugly. I hate that villager in Animal Crossing.
I still never got any confirmation of Biscuit's in the newest game. Yellow dog Biscuit.
Yeah, he is. Mm-hmm.
is my boy,
I'm pretty
and
sure.
the DS one.
Yeah, Apollo's my
with
dude.
the meme shirt with the cat and the lasers is what he wears. Biscuit, that biscuit.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. There's a meme shirt in the game. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So, the Who Did It? You sent me the audio file, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna play that real quick for everybody. I mean, I don't think it'll be too loud. The volume is pretty adjusted on that. So here we go.
Match wits with Ellery Queen and see if you can guess.
Who did it? Who did it?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I gotta play that again. Hold on.
Match wits with
I quickly listened to it in the stream.
and see if you can guess.
Who did it? Who did it?
See who can guess who did it, or see if you can guess. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, it's a fun one. Learned how to sound edit or like do like little clip editing for sounds and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
See, that's why the more I do this, I'm gonna probably invest in like doing some kind of like soundboard thing, because that'll be just so fun to play with.
Yeah, you need to get a like one of the stream
Deck. No, I was looking at it the other day. I'm like, I
Okay.
will, but I think I'll wait and save up more for that.
I say Kirk's got a stream deck. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
no, they're really cool because it's like you can have folders. Like I have like just sound effects.
Mm.
That's what I want.
So
Give me yours.
they're pretty. No.
That's just like because Stream Deck, so you can just save all that crap, and then you can also have transitions and switches to go between all your different.
Yeah.
Which is probably the main reason I would use it.
Yeah. No,
And you just press a
exactly.
button. So nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then also too, like there's like I have like certain commands set to mine. So like if somebody's like not like if somebody's like breaking like a rule, I can just press a button and be like, look at that rule in chat. Look at it, follow it.
Mhm.
Otherwise you're gonna go. So
Real quick, for the people watching the stream live right now, thank you so much, May, for you rating this.
I
stream.
just wrote welcome everyone so they'd fill. By the way, May, we just I'm assuming you're the same May. We just looked at some fan art, and you, if it is yours, you did fantastic.
Mm-hmm. We looked at the Audrey one with the cashmere thing. Yeah, real good job. Really good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is that's crazy. Yeah. What are some other like? I'm trying to think. Like, what are other like games, or not even just games, like other things like I know like Avatar: Last Airbender is one, like another like media franchise, I guess that you that you like.
yeah. Wait, are you asking?
Oh yeah, my bad.
What do you like? Yeah.
Yeah, what are the ones? Yeah, what are other ones you're into? Or like,
Oh, what other ones? Oh, my cat's back. Hello.
is this
Hey, okay.
the toast the cat?
It is.
You're gonna toast the cat? Oh no.
That's
No,
the
No, I
running,
meant
that's
toast.
the
I meant
running
toast
joke.
earlier.
Yeah, that's the running
He's
joke
here
of like
for
toast, comma the
attention.
cat.
Oh, are you here to answer
Who,
the question?
by the way, in the thing that I won't say what it is yet, but like the thing that potentially will work on toast there will be, let us just say Baxter will not be alone in being a fun character mascot, because obviously you got to have like your own pet as a you know, as like part of like the branding or whatever.
We need to have a toast emote.
Yeah, I think I've seen one. Was that
You
was
gotta
that
have
legit
one
toast?
that's.
What? Oh no! Wait, do we have one?
Well, there's like a
You
cat.
gotta have one that's like a piece of bread with like the cat face on it. That's what you gotta
Oh
do.
my
Like
God.
It would
a
just
little
be
tiny little cat head on like bread, and then have it like kind
Or what
of
if-
toast.
It'd be like your own version of the Nyan cat.
What if we just did like Baxter with toast?
There you go. Yeah.
Mm.
I'm saying. I'm trying to think of like what I like. I'm trying to think of like. I mean Disney, of course. Love Disney.
Oh, okay. Okay. What about that?
Well, there you
Okay,
go.
With Disney. Favorite Disney movie? Go.
Favorite-
And why is it a
no,
goofy movie?
No, wait, stop. Favorite Disney movie? Go.
My all-time favorite one is actually
Is what?
Peter Pan.
That's right.
Peter Pan.
I think I knew that.
It's just a feel-good movie for me, which is why.
Think of
But then
Batman
underneath
pooping
that,
snakes.
like my top 3 are Peter Pan, Robin Hood, and Alice.
That's right. Alice in Wonderland. I knew that for sure.
I used to watch Robin Hood a lot as a kid. If I think of like the mainstream ones, I've always loved Lion King.
Lion King is good too.
That's the first movie I saw in theaters.
That's a masterpiece, man. Lion King.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like you can categorize them Disney and Pixar because they're two different. I mean, it's the
Oh,
same.
I do that. I do that for
they're
sure. Like I separate the two.
Oh, I separate them.
like the two
But I think of
studios.
like mainline Disney movies and then side Disney movies they want to hide away. Like Goofy movie isn't one of the mainline Disney movies, but it's Disney.
Treasure Planet is such an underrated Disney film.
Thank you. Let's talk about that.
So good. It is good.
I know. I love Treasure
had
Planet.
the biggest crush on Jim when I was a
Of course
kid.
you did. So
Yeah.
So did Ricardo, believe it or not.
well, in a way, I thought he was so cool. I wanted to be like him.
So cool.
Like
He's so cool. No, I agree with that.
and it blew my mind when like later on in life I find out it's Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and I'm like, oh,
Really?
you didn't know that?
Huh.
Oh, yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
No way.
Yep. And
That song, I'm Still Here, like was like my anthem.
you know, once in a while I'll just blast that song and I'm just like feeling it,
It's
you know.
so good.
Because I think
It's so good.
I think part of it too was just for the character, like the context that the character was in, like his backstory and everything. Like, dang, dude, like that's what caught me when I first saw the movie as a kid. I was like, that just spoke to me. I'm like, yeah, that makes him more relatable for me.
You know what else can we talk about? Can we talk about Pixar shorts? And can we talk about Gerald's Game? Because
Oh my goodness, the
it's
classic.
so good. It was right
Gerald's
before
Game.
Bugs Life.
That's
and
the
it's
one. That's the one
easily-
with the old man playing
Yeah.
chess in the park.
Okay.
It's
I said I'm not going to
that's
know them by names.
such a good one. Or my other favorite one, Birds,
Is which one?
which is like that. Or the Birds. It's like the
Oh.
big, like really
On the
big
power
bird that's,
lines?
like getting
like that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's a cute one. They're so good.
I love like
No.
that one will always be in my memory because of like the
Sorry for the cat butt.
cat butt. For those who, I mean, eventually if this becomes audio also, like for those who don't know, like the cat, Toast the cat, like just showed us his butt on camera. But yeah, the part in that short with like the birds just all cheering or whatever, like man, that little like move they do, like it's I'll never get that on my head. It's funny.
My favorite is that in I mean I know it's here, but how they have a store in California Adventure that's called Knickknacks.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is like
By the pier, right?
Yeah, that's a good short too with the snowman and the snow globe. Like
That's a
literally,
classic.
I don't know. I heckin' love Disney shorts, like the Pixar shorts.
Mm-hmm.
They're so good.
They're so creative and like just
Like,
I love how
Val
like
made
they're
me
just their
cry.
own story, you know? Yeah.
Val made me
Like what
cry.
was there was a somewhat recent one. I forgot which movie it was with, but it was the one with the little bird in the beach and like running back and forth. From the
Yeah,
bird.
jumping around.
What was it called?
I remember that one. I forgot what that one's called.
But that one was a
But I
really
know-
good one.
Wasn't that one right before Finding Dory?
I think
that
it
one?
was.
It might have
I
been.
think it might have
Yeah.
been Dory.
It was before Finding Dory.
But even like seeing like the technology progress and seeing like how more and more like photoreal they're able to do stuff with the Pixar shorts. Like there was that one with was it an umbrella or a balloon or something? And it was like in the rain, probably an umbrella then. Where like it was standing out because it was like had like a smiley face on it or something. And like
Yeah.
and then you would
Vaguely,
see
I remember that one.
you would see like other inanimate objects in the city kind of like come to life and stuff.
What was
That-
the one
that
with
was a
all
cool
the
one.
elder people that were like turning young and dancing? You remember that? They're like
Why
basically,
didn't I
like,
remember that one?
they were kind of running away from their age. Like they'd be old and not doing anything, and then they would be like in their 20s. They were doing like swing dance, and they were like kind of outrunning their age.
Yeah, I think I remember that one too.
Is that
I
one?
I
Mhm.
forgot what it's called. I like vaguely.
Jordan, look
Yeah,
it
I
up
can't-
on Google.
We do have that ability.
Because I don't remember that.
So The Incredibles had two shorts.
The first Incredibles or the second one?
The first one.
It had two shorts?
Yeah, there was one of a jackalope. It was the story of a jackalope.
Yes, that's
Uh-huh.
right. And it had like a song
It
with
was
it.
called Boundin'. Wasn't it called Boundin'?
Probably because it was about
It has like a little song
jumping.
called Boundin'.
It's called
Uh,
Us Again, by the way. The thing I was talking about.
Yeah, I
Oh,
need to
that's
look that
okay.
up.
I'll
And then
look
I
that
think
up real quick.
also Jack Attack was actually in the first Incredibles It was on the
Oh,
DVD.
but it was like on a DVD. Yeah, it was
Uh-huh.
on the DVD. And
Yeah,
stuff.
because okay, so fun fact: when I was growing up,
Mhm.
my mom's friend would watch my brother and I when my parents would go out, and we would play hide and seek. And the one way we could find her is that we would play. You know how they had on the Incredibles DVD, they had like that little comic film type thing. It was like a little mini short thing that they had. It was in like the bonus features, and it was like a
Mm.
little like comic animated thing of Mr. Incredible and
Elastigirl?
Frozone.
Oh, Frozone.
Yeah, and
No, I
and
don't
it
know
was
that.
with who is it was I think some like bug type whatever they were fighting. But they have two versions. They have this like the regular one, then they have the commentary is done by Mr. Incredible and Frozone,
Okay.
and it's absolutely hilarious. It is so funny. And so we would play that, and she would start laughing because she would hear it. And so that's how we would find her. We would basically cheat. So we watched The Incredibles all the
Oh,
time. But
that's
if you
amazing.
ever have the DVD of it on the bonus features, it's
Maybe it's
so
on like Disney Plus because sometimes they
it
add
might
like the
be.
stuff that was on the DVDs.
Yeah,
and
it
Yeah.
might be.
Yeah, the one I was talking about is on Disney Plus, and by the way, the one that it came with was Raya and the Last Dragon.
Oh,
Yeah.
so this one was a. That's right. It's on Disney Plus. So this one was a Disney short. I don't know if it was. I don't think it was a Pixar one.
Yeah, no, so it was a Disney one.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I thought it was just Pixar that did shorts.
Which one did Lava? Like the Lava You song with the
Lava
big
You?
volcanoes?
That was Pixar.
I really liked that one too.
That one I love because
That
the
one-
song is so good and the story.
It
for
is. It's a very good song, and it's they managed to do the same thing that all of them do, which is like you start and you're like, oh, this is cool. I wonder what they're gonna do to tear out my heartstrings.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
exactly.
what they're gonna do. Oh, it's beautiful now.
The ability that Pixar has to do that with even just shorts. But like it's funny. I love it because like there's actually a story I have where like it was at a well, it's a really quick story, not really a story, but at my friend's wedding, I think what they had like a duet. Were they guitarists? Or was it guitar? No, I think it was cello. I think it might have been like a cello and a celloist and whatever. But they were playing some songs, and one of them was the Lava song from that short.
Oh, cute.
And I was like, oh man, no. So already feeling emotions at my friend's wedding. It's good.
Now I want to sing that song, but I can't.
I know,
Speaking
right?
of emotion, there's one like a Disney or Pixar film that always makes you cry or makes you emotional.
I already have my number
Literal.
one, but I want Jordan to answer first.
It doesn't have to be
Dude,
literal tears, but
I'm a baby. If there's anything that's like a heartwarming or happy moment, I immediately start crying. I can't watch
Me too.
videos of like soldiers coming back and like their families because I'm just like, oh, he's hugging. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm the
I can't.
same.
I struggle to freaking watch like Boy Meets World for the 18th time.
Of course, because Boy Meets
I
World is always gonna be emotional, dude.
his dad's Superman.
Oh, dude, that was like only like episode 1 or 2
That
or
was
something.
that was like episode like
And immediately
two.
it's like immediately the show's like telling you like, nah, you're not gonna survive this. Your tears are gonna come out.
But yeah, the show's so good.
Yeah, I'll say it, my number one Pixar movie. It's my definitive answer now. Ever since it came out, and ever since I watched it, is Coco, 100%. Because
I thought Coco was Disney for some reason.
No,
Like,
it's Pixar, bro. That's why it's so masterful.
That's a good freaking movie.
Because like, so when like the first trailers like dropped and stuff, me and my brother were just like rolling our eyes, like, oh, it's just gonna be like just kind of like pandering to like the Mexican culture and everything, not actually gonna be authentic. It's gonna be just stereotypes, and
it's gonna star Cheech and Chong.
It's not even gonna be. So, but then we went to the theater with a friend and we watched it. Hey,
Whoa.
Whoa. That was so good. Toast touched the camera, his face in the camera. But yeah, then we went to the theater and we watched it, and it was like probably like the first movie in a long time where like legitimately, oh my gosh, the camera focusing on him too.
It's focusing so hard.
But it was like the first movie in a long time, or first like piece of media in a long time where I genuinely saw the care for the culture and even the attention to details in it, and then like a big factor too is because, obviously being a Pixar movie, it's in English, but then there's some Spanish in it. So it's like ended up being like basically like a Spanglish movie. And that's kind of like how I grew up, was like with a lot of Spanglish, and like, and even though it's set in Mexico, but because it was Spanglish and like the dialogue and everything, that made it feel even more authentic. And then even getting some of the things, like some of the archetypes in the family, like just spot on. Like the one moment that still always makes me laugh because of how accurate it is when I think it's Miguel is shining the shoe of a guy a guy at the plaza, and then the grandma shows up, and how she's just like turned into this guy like how dare you do this to whatever, and then turns over to Miguel mi angelito precioso, like this like cute thing like to Miguel, and then switches right back to just being angry at the guy.
Yeah,
it's like that's so accurate. And then they're walking back, and then like Dante walks by the dog. She throws her sandal at him, and then she's like, and after she did that, they're still walking. She's angry, like, now go get my shoe. Like that's, oh man, so good. And then of course the biggest thing too is the music, and I will.
That was very good.
Yeah, I will never not cry watching that movie, even for like the littlest things, because I know, especially now when I know it's coming, and then I just.
Well, I used to have a flamenco band, right?
Yeah, I
Ricardo?
remember. Yeah,
Yeah, like my most successful band I was ever in was a flamenco band called Los Guitarras de Abuelito, which was the grandfathers of guitar, because we played grandpa guitars, acoustics, which is a nod to Metalocalypse. But yeah, flamenco, like there's so much cool stuff with that I absolutely loved. Rather than going into that whole band, I'd rather just jump in back into that. Yeah, flamenco is one of my, like, I'm weird. I like metal. I like ska. I like vocal harmonies of bluegrass. I like flamenco, and I like the Backstreet Boys. So
variety right there.
Yes, sure, yeah.
But I hate modern pop. Country can be okay. I don't like rap.
Yeah, I don't like
That's
rap
funny.
either. I'm not a big fan of rap.
I am in the minority in more ways than
I mean,
no, but yeah, I think so. Honestly, no matter what, I'll always tell people to watch Coco, because
yeah,
it's
Coco is so good.
Especially when it's like, because it did such a good job at like even just representing the culture so accurately, but then also just even as a story and as a movie, it was beautiful. But what about you, Foxtail? What's your like that one Pixar or?
I was trying to think, because I'm like the same. Like, I'm such a baby. Like, I cry at, like, a lot of things. But I'm trying to like recall.
I have a soft spot for Toy Story when it comes to Pixar movies.
Toy Story is so good. The one that like Soul hit me really hard, I think, when I was watching it.
Oh, that was good. That was really good.
Soul was really good. Yeah, like I remember my husband and I were watching, and just at the end, I'm just like sobbing. And I was like not expecting it to make me cry that much. But that one was a really, really good.
Yeah, I remember watching Soul. Like it was, I think there was a moment where, in the movie where it was just like it just gets like anyone who's creative, whether it's music or visual art or whatever. Like just immediately, I'm like, oh my gosh, like yeah, you get it. Like that's how it feels to like there's that one moment where it's like in the zone, like people are in the zone or whatever. I'm like, that's what it is. It's like you're just like so focused on that craft, and then like once you're knocked out of it, then like there's that moment where like it just people like start bumbling or whatever when they're like pushed out of it or something.
People could chalk it all up to like pandering and stuff, but like because there's so many different cultures that are kind of being acknowledged in a lot of those films now. But Disney and Pixar have been actually knocking it out of the park with like everything. Like Raya, so my girlfriend's Vietnamese, her family's Vietnamese, and she was watching, like we watched it, and then she watched some of it with her mom. And there's like certain things that like "beh" is like, or "ba" is like something that her dad yells when he's like yelling for her. And they say that in the movie, and she's like, "Beh, they're calling." It's like her mom, like who's a cynical, hate-filled woman. She got really excited seeing this stuff, and it's really cool that's.
The fact that they're doing that now, yeah, like Raya and the Last Dragon.
And the way that they did that, it's weird because that movie's kind of like, it's not Vietnamese, Chinese. It is like it's Asian. What I mean? Like I think
they say it's like Southeast Asian. specifically.
Yeah, because there's like references to like Lao, and there's there's all kinds of cool
even
stuff.
like
which
the
is
the
great.
sword that she uses in some martial arts is like
Mhm.
Filipino, and like I know
Yeah,
like
yeah, it's
my
great.
Filipino friends, like shout out to Ray, my homie, my ride or die. He like the stuff that he's mentioned, like what, like that's it's so cool to like see that, but like where it's like truly like it's not like, it doesn't even feel like pandering because it's done well, where it's like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People could like, because there's going to be people that say that they're like, oh, they're just making these movies because X, Y, Z. Which I mean, at the end of the day, there's probably people up at the top that are like, yes, we are.
probably,
But the
yeah.
people that are sitting there drawing it and they're doing the research and talking to this, the people who actually have the heart that they're making this with is fantastic.
Like
Like Moana. Moana was
Mhm.
such a good movie.
Oh,
Moana
was
beautiful.
so well done.
Yeah,
So well done.
especially when it's like it's part of the plot is literally rooted in the culture of the Polynesian people,
Yeah.
and their
Mhm.
own like mythologies and history and traditions. And that's why, like, again, with Coco, it's literally like it's the whole thing it's a Mexican thing, but there's still stuff you could grab from there that's even just generally like very like Latin or Hispanic, that's like in nature because of like the culture, like little things. Like it's so cool because even like thinking of like the oh man, I just lost my train of thought. Sucks. But
I hate when that happens.
Did you guys see Luca?
Yes, I was just about to say, Luca was really creative.
that's
Yeah.
what I was gonna say.
Really
The people who work on these, like they're drawing from their own life, like
Yeah.
literally too. Like
Well, that was why I was mentioning Luca, because of like it takes place in Italy and how there's parts there that's like, oh yeah, this is a real street in Italy. Like
right.
Yeah. I love that.
Because like I think it was like the writer. I think the writer for Coco, like literally, was it Coco? Oh no, my bad. For Onward.
Moana actually fought a giant crab.
The movie Onward. Like there's like that whole story. People can watch like the behind the scenes and stuff, where the director of it, or like the writer of it, whoever the person whose idea was to make Onward, it was literally the story of him and his brother and his father and their father and stuff, and like almost exactly, and even to the point where like it was a surprise. He didn't want to show his brother at all until like the premiere night. And then he showed it to his brother, like a gift to his brother, like this was what you did for me, and like kind of thing. Wow. And it's like, wow, like cool. That's in that movie, like obviously as a nerd, like it was like
I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, you gotta watch it because it's
I plan on it. I just haven't.
It's like a love letter to both siblings and families, but also to like people who are like fantasy nerds, because it literally is in like a fantasy world and stuff. And I for sure saw a lot of, again, like it's not one of my like super high like favorite Pixar movies, but I appreciate it because a lot of the story in there between the brothers and everything is very similar to me and my brother. So it was like, wow, like that's so cool to
yeah, there's definitely like in your style of writing, there's definitely a lot of common themes that you have, Ricardo, with certain family members that you keep into the stuff. Like, you usually have a strong maternal bond.
Oh, dude, absolutely.
There might be the absence of like a father figure of some sort, and then if you do, you might have, you have your uncle who, very much inspired what Boneyard is.
Yeah, Boneyard wouldn't exist without my uncle, because he was literally the inspiration for even
absolutely
that story. But
I don't think I knew.
Yeah, and but yeah, because also on one hand, there's like reflections of like, yeah, with having like the strong maternal figure, but even specifically like in like Latin culture, like there's definitely matriarchy in a lot of like the structure, like there's that, like there's gonna be that one relative, and if it's not her way, then you can't.
Where my writing style is more like, it's obvious Jordan watched Animaniacs growing up. It's like everything's sarcastic, everything is like, everybody has a retort to everything.
Yeah.
Animaniacs. It makes me think of like how different cartoons were when we were kids compared to now.
And saying that, have you watched the new Animaniacs? Because they did a really good job keeping it like the Animaniacs.
I was gonna say, it's still very.
It was
similar.
very good, and the Pinky and the Brains they did were very good. And of course, it's still like Rob Paulson, and it's still
all the
Jess Harnell. Tress McNeil.
Yeah, I feel like you can't do that without like having the actual.
Yeah,
It wouldn't be the
they
same.
definitely weren't afraid to go the extra mile with Animaniacs to make sure it's the only thing they were nicer about was they like the stuff of like Hello Nurse and not making her like a joke sex symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so then so I'm curious in Foxtail, what are like apart from like streaming, playing games, and like what are other like hobbies and stuff that you do?
I mean, I like write short stories for fun, but like it's nothing like too serious. It's just I like to write. I also like I occasionally, not as much now as I did. I write poetry here as
Okay.
well. It's kind of like stream of consciousness type, kind of. Just I don't know formats very well, poetry and stuff like that.
You're not doing like the ABBA stuff. You're just it's just what you want to write.
Whatever.
You know what? I prefer the ability for free flow.
Same. It's less stressful in my opinion.
Well, and whenever especially if you're writing from the heart, I think whenever you organize it, then it's you're limiting yourself. You're not releasing what you want to do because you're like, oh, I've got like 8 things I want to say here, but I have to use 5 words.
Yeah, no, see, yeah, because like writing poetry for me, it was like therapy. Especially,
absolutely.
Like when I was in high school, like there's still like I had a lot of different things going on, a lot of different like I didn't know how to process like my emotions correctly. And so like it would process on paper. So I would just write it out on paper and then I could read it back and be like, okay, what I'm feeling, this is what I'm thinking, this is what's affecting me, because it would all be there.
Yeah.
So it's definitely extremely therapeutic. And then short story writing, I just like to do for fun.
I think even like when you're like whatever you're like feeling at the moment, writing whatever you're writing, that even like informs the creativity behind it too. Like something like, and it'll be like even something clever, whatever. Because I also like kind of like writing some poetry stuff, and then like there's one that it's like I started at a certain time, and I realized once I was like kind of like done writing like all this stuff, it was like an hour later. So then it kind of like it started like, oh, you know, like writing this at like this time, and then the next hour was like the end of it, and it kind of like then ended up being like a thing that worked together for like the creative side of it, you know.
Yeah, I never did that with poetry, but I definitely did that with music. Like there's times, especially because I started playing guitar when I was in like 6th grade, where, you know, I wouldn't know how to properly say or how like what was on my mind or what was bothering me, but I could play it, you know, if that makes like I could play something on my guitar. I remember there's even times where I'd start playing something and my dad would walk in and be like, "Hey, what's the matter?" And I'd be like, "What do you mean?" He'd be like, I can tell something's off.
Yeah.
And he was 1,000% right. And sometimes I wouldn't tell him, but other times I'd absolutely talk to him about it. But it's just one of those things where it's like, he could tell every time. And I just get, I live somewhere else, so he doesn't have to hear me play guitar anymore. Right. But yeah, so that was always one of those weird, but really neat things.
That's actually really cool. Like, I feel like it's so funny because it's like you're not limited to how you can express like things, you know? Like, sometimes it's through words, sometimes it's through like writing, sometimes it's through like other things.
Yeah.
And
editing is a good one.
Yeah. And it's just all my cat is like threatening me.
And it's just funny because like I'm not saying like a lot of people do, but there are some people where they assume like because I draw and stuff that like that's how I will mostly I guess express what I'm feeling for like, or like they'll be like, oh, why don't you like try to draw something if I'm feeling this way? And I'm like, I don't do that often because that's like kind of what I do every day, so it kind of doesn't feel like something on the side to just express myself with. Like I'm expressing myself through it, like that's how it works. But I'm saying like to have like set aside an activity to express myself, it's hard for me to do it with drawing because I'm already drawing anyway. So like and sometimes drawing is the thing that's making me feel this way, you know.
Well, that's also a thing. I feel like when you get so, it might be different with drawing, but when you get so used to a certain thing, like I've been playing guitar for almost 18 years now. So I can be sitting there and, like if I'm depressed because I'm like, I'm thinking about stuff. If I sit there and play guitar, I'm going to keep thinking about it while I'm playing guitar. Like, so I need something that's more, because I can do whatever. I can talk to people and have like an entire sentence while sitting there playing a song. So I need something that's more logical, which is again why I go back to editing as a distraction, because I have to think about what I'm going to do and what I have to change. So I can't just stop to think about
like the technicality behind it and stuff. Like,
yeah, so I can't start thinking again. I need stuff to constantly distract my mind. So,
or even a big thing.
I feel like for you with drawing, that could be a thing too. Yeah,
because like I think a big thing that I have done, I think I've talked about this before with some people, is like what I do is like I will, especially with like making something like that has a story, like a comic or whatever, like something that helps is to then to consume media. So then I'll like watch stuff or I'll listen to music, and that helps inform. And then but yeah, I think when I do use art to express myself in that way, like separately, then I surprise myself, because I'm like, this was in me, and or like I knew what I was feeling, but then like to visually see it, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, now I get why I'm feeling that way, because I can actually see it. Because I did that recently, and I was like, oh yeah, no, that's how it's been feeling, So it's
and it's good to have an artistic like outlet, I guess. A good example also, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I know it's a weird one to use as anything positive ever, because there's so much they're so awful all the time. Terrible. But there is one scene that does come to mind, which is, I don't want to spoil this, but there's a character who's comes out as homosexual, and he's kind of trying to showcase to people and trying to explain, like Danny DeVito's character Frank's like, I don't get it. Like the whole time he's like, I don't get it, and then the character's like trying to show to his family, he's like, here, so he does this whole like elaborate dance thing on stage. And how you watched the whole thing, right, Ricardo?
No, not yet. No.
Okay, well, basically, there's this whole thing, and then it's like by the end of it, Danny DeVito understands it, and then me, of course, being the baby I am, again bust out like crying during that. But I was just like, I guess like a dance, just any type of like way to people express themselves like that is
where you could see what they are feeling on the inside, like you see.
Yeah. And it's just like,
Yeah, speaking of dance, also sorry, my cat keeps muting me and also moving my monitor. So if you see my desk start shaking or my monitor moving, it's my cat.
That makes sense.
Anyway.
Got it.
So there was I think it was a So You Think You Can Dance, I think is what it was. And somebody, or no, it was a different dance show. It was one of the dance shows, and I don't remember which
Dancing
one.
with the Stars.
No, there was another one.
America's Got Talent, the show that should be about talent, but still somehow another stupid singing show.
Yeah. I don't remember what it's called, but it was like it's like So You Think You Can Dance, but it's different. But anyway, so there's a guy. It's like these people come up with their own choreography, I think is what it is, and then they.
Okay.
America's Next Best Dance Crew?
I don't know, but there is maybe.
Shout out to the Jabberwockies.
I love the Jabberwockies. No, but there was a guy who he had like he has his like dance partner, right? So it was like him and this girl, and he told this story about one of his friends who was going through like depression and all of that. And I won't go into details of it, but you could see that entire like life experience and that like however long of a dance it was. Like it was the entire story told in that time, and I'm bawling at this because like I understand it. It's but it's so crazy like how there are so many different ways you can express things. Like it's not just limited to certain things.
It's not even always it doesn't even always have to be like verbal, like just talking about it. It could just be like
well, it's like I said, the guitar being able to kind of just play a feeling.
But like but that's the thing. It's like I think like that's
I don't know how to describe that through word. Like even that I don't know how to describe.
Yeah.
Playing something through a feeling.
I think that's why it's like so important. Like because I mean, being human, that's sort of like our thing is
preserve the arts.
to be able to yeah, I was getting to that. no, but for real, like we're communal creatures. Like we need to like have that.
Yeah, we're social beings.
We need to have that that social aspect in life, and like and to be able to like openly like be able to just like express what we feel in some way
Mhm.
because we have that we need each other.
Mhm.
But you know what I mean? Like so it's important to I think for people to like be able to express themselves in different ways like that.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
because if you bottle
There's
it
a
up,
reason everyone in the world has their own podcast now.
right?
Welcome
No,
to
yeah,
the
exactly.
Podconius.
Because like if you just like keep it inside, then like it'll just like slowly but surely like eat
Mhm.
you up. And
Oh yeah.
yeah.
100%.
But that's why I love preserve the arts in schools. Come on, school systems.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Freaking always it's always the football team that gets everything. Always.
My football team in high school was awesome.
See?
They had a
Ours
You
DC.
see?
They had a DC based LARP team, so they were all like Batman and actually no, one of them was Captain America, but most of them were like DC characters.
That's ridiculous.
My school are a bunch of weirdos that all loved each other, so I don't know.
Mm-mm. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
interesting because our high school, like, there were cliques in the sense of like friend groups, but like different kinds of people were just chill with the other kinds of
I was showing
people.
you our high school when we drove by there. Remember the large place up on the hill?
The place that looks
Ricardo?
like it's not real. Yeah,
Yeah, it's awesome.
it's huge. But
And it's like, yeah, well, that's just how it was like 1,400 kids, I think, was our student body,
ours was tiny.
Ours was tiny.
Yeah,
which is weird because I guess you'd think in like Southern Indiana we'd have smaller schools, and not too far from LA you guys would have huge schools, but
there are huge
No,
schools, but ours
There
was
are.
just ours was like
Ours
Yeah.
was not.
but we have
tiny.
like 12 large high schools.
Have you been back since, by the way, at all? It's so
I've
weird.
wanted to, but I never
It's
really
so
did.
I've gone like once or twice a few years ago, but I'll be there for a event
Oh
on the 3rd of December.
man.
There's been like a little Christmas boutique kind of thing, and I'm gonna go there with my mom. But like passing by it is weird. First of all, I feel gigantic. Okay, going back, I feel literally gigantic going back because I don't know why, but everything just feels so small.
Yeah, then you
Yeah.
remember it. Yeah. Because when
That's the
you're
best part about going back to your old elementary schools with my nephew and oh, I think she said something, but it didn't come through.
oh, I see the mute flickering.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And so while she's doing that, with my nephews and niece all being at like that age now, and I get to keep going back to like my old elementary school and just seeing all the tiny little chairs and stuff. It's the greatest. Because everything is just like, oh yeah, I'm like over 6 foot now. I can't sit in this chair.
It's just
am I don't know.
it's weird because it shows the mute icon, but you
She's
know.
muted.
yeah.
Oh,
Well,
there
there
you
we go. There she goes.
Oh, it wasn't muted for me. I still heard it. That's weird.
There was like it was like soft sound coming through.
Yeah. But
He literally just put his foot on my hotkey and was like, "You immediately."
yeah.
It's just
You almost did sandstorm, Ricardo.
I almost. But the but yeah, it's just weird. The like the I guess that's probably because like at that time when you're in that at that stage in life or whatever, just that's your whole world every day. So like you feel that like that's and it's just funny to think back of a lot of things that were like I guess at the time like very dramatic, and then I'm like, no, it wasn't a big deal. But yeah, no, I've wanted to go back, but I just hadn't. But like, plus I don't know. Now I've kind of grown out of like the incentive to, because like almost everyone in the faculty that I would have liked to have visited are gone.
Yeah.
So like,
Same. I'm the
I could still 100% go back and visit old teachers. There's one I definitely would go back and visit. He gave me when I graduated as a present what's like a holographic version of the Lost World of Jurassic Park novel. He was my sci-fi mythology teacher, which was he's actually an English teacher, but he had that as an extra class that he added to try and kind of encourage. And they're like, they let him do it, so he's like, cool. So we did that, and we read Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park, and it's like, I'd like to get the Lost World sometime. And so as a graduation present, he gave me that, and then said, "Here's this, and now for my gift, never come back and never see me again." And I was like,
that's funny. I love teachers.
I'll see you
like
soon.
Because that's kind of like a teacher we had that he was an English teacher, but then he also did a class that was American cinema as literature, and
Mhm.
that was like one of the coolest classes I ever had, because literally all we would do is just watch
did that?
movies. Oh,
I
it
thought
was
you meant that wrote you off.
huh?
Or-
Because I said that my present to him was that I wasn't allowed to ever go visit him again.
Well, no, but like he would. I'm saying like
He's-
that teacher would have done that because
oh yeah,
he's like
he still
very
wishes me
snarky
happy
like that.
birthday every year.
That's dope.
That
I have
teacher.
a teacher that does that, actually.
Yeah,
I have
Oh,
a
no.
teacher, but that was
I
but
took
she-
that class in
I
2008.
think it was elementary. Dang,
I'm
dude.
trying to think of who taught that American cinema.
Oh, it was I mean, I could say Mr. Littlefield.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
He
Okay.
was an eccentric fellow.
He was an
And oh, there was so there was like one, I think it was like a back to school thing for like where parents can meet teachers or whatever. And so my father has like the habit of like telling stories that are exaggerated or not necessarily lies because they're true things, but like anyways,
They're blown out of proportion a wee bit.
yeah.
I love
But one of the themes was like, this is exciting because like, it is true because of family history. Back in Spain, like my family was from like the Basque country, and we were reading a book at the time in class
Oh,
that takes
cool.
place there or even talks about it and stuff.
Mhm.
And so ever since my dad had told that teacher, Mr. Littlefield, that fact, every time in class he would call me Basque man. Every
That's
time.
awesome.
And I was like, I don't even know if that's true, but okay, call me that, sure. And like, I don't know. It was funny, but it's cool because like I think it was the period that my class was taking. When I was taking the class, our period was like his favorite or something. Because then like in
Which period did you have him?
I think it might have been 7th.
Okay, I had him second.
I think it was both of ours that were like his favorite or
Yeah.
something. Because I don't know if you remember at prom, the senior prom, where like there was the video that they put
Ricardo
together.
went with the teacher. Oh, okay.
No. But they put together that video.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm gonna miss you, periods 2, period 7. And that was it. And like just like because then everyone knew, yeah, he hated everybody else. And then but I remember he explicitly said like, I think it was that the class after us, that he was
Mhm.
just like, I think after them I'm gonna leave this school because I don't like
class
them.
under us was
Mm.
interesting.
Yeah.
I had a middle school teacher like that. My 6th grade homeroom teacher. It was her first year teaching, and she was my homeroom teacher. And then because the way that the school they were using us as like a testing ground, so they had her like the first teacher was your homeroom teacher, and then would teach your next set of classes. So she taught homeroom, then English, and then reading, and then we'd go to the other classes. And she loved our class and was like, I want that to be my year. So after that, she just quit. So she went through the teaching, got her teaching license, taught us for 1 year, and was like, I'm done. And she just left and then went to university level where she worked as an advisor, but she wouldn't go back to teaching because she wanted that to be her class. And then I saw her
Oh.
again.
That's cute.
Actually, not that long ago, to be honest, but I saw her like 5-6 years ago or something. And she's like, oh yeah, and just like talked about the class and stuff. And she had a picture of me and my best friend,
That's
who
dope.
I've known for 20 years now. I met him actually in 2nd grade, but we became good friends in her class. She saw that we
That's
hung out
really
well
cool.
together, so she had us sit together. And she had a picture of him and me together. And it's like, how is it? It's like, oh yeah, we've been in like,
Where they
5
still
bands
remember and
since.
everything, and yeah.
Yeah, it's my buddy Lucas. I mean, I was just talking about him in the last Sims video. He's probably my all-time best friend because of her.
Yeah, that's dope. That's
Yeah.
that's such a special
That's
thing.
so cool.
Like the teachers that have like that impact, or even like like know you and remember you and stuff like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I think we've been at this for about 3 hours.
Has it been 3 hours?
Yeah.
3 hours, 1 minute, and 26 seconds.
So I thank you for that. So yeah, I guess for like a closer, like what
Is your favorite radical belief?
no.
What a
What?
question.
What if it was like radical, like in surfer? What's your
No.
favorite surfer belief? Oh,
Sure.
sure.
I guess what is I guess what is like if it's one thing or just like what's a main like something big that you are excited for or like are looking forward to and for like the future of Slightly Foxtail.
Dang.
Getting top 7 on Twitch.
No, honestly, I mean, like, my ultimate end goal is I would love to be partner one day.
And then after that,
Like, one
boom,
of those-
deleting the account.
Yeah, alright, that's it.
Starting fresh.
I peaked. It's all downhill. I'm just gonna. No. That's dope. Okay, yeah.
That's like my ultimate goal. But honestly, like, I think just like having fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it sounds so cheesy, but like.
Well, what a nerd answer.
Yeah, I just want to have fun. I just want to play games.
No, it's great. In all honesty,
have
that's
fun,
fantastic.
Get laughed
There
at, you know?
there needs to be that joy there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
not like
I think
a really
that's
exciting answer.
no. That again, that kind of like backs up even more. So again, like how like despite all like the success and growth of your channel, that you've still been so humble, and I think like yeah, that's so cool to see that that's still something there and still going to be something there, even if like when you do. I'm saying when. I'm not even saying if you reach that point.
Yeah.
You know? Like because that's.
Yeah.
I think
It's like
I think that's something that's been carrying you is like still having that attitude, and because then
there's the ambition there.
Yeah, because that also informs the community that's backing you up, and so everyone is going to have that same attitude towards it, and there will be success from that because there's a lot to admire about that for sure.
You can't be like Ricardo, who the moment he hit 100 followers started wearing sunglasses and a leather jacket and wouldn't talk to us for like a month and a half.
Why is
like,
it specifically the fawns or whatever like archetype?
I didn't say the fawns. If that was who you were trying to be, I mean, I didn't see it.
That describes the fawns. I'm sorry.
No.
I was wondering why you kept calling me
Like the
Mr. and
jukebox
Mrs. Cunningham.
Shut up. Bro.
Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Cunningham. I was like, Ricardo, I'm one person.
I love Happy Days. I love that show.
It's a great show.
Great show.
Sadly, it got
It's
better
not good.
after Richie wasn't the mainstay, but
It's an oldie. But yeah, so I want to thank Jordan. Thanks for helping out with like co-hosting and being here and
absolutely, Ricardo. Thank you for having me.
keeping me off track, like in the sense of like being able to just like end up just talking to, you know.
I think I did a good job keeping on track, even when there were certain things that like I was like, I'm not as well versed in this, so I'll just be quiet and not constantly throw in my
Yeah,
stupidity.
Yeah,
Because you know I'm definitely much worse about interrupting with
Mm-hmm.
my own 2 cents.
But yeah, big thank you to Slightly Foxtail. Thank you so much.
We're still talking about me. No, I'm done.
Big thank you to Slightly Foxtail, and thank you for joining and for doing this, making time
Yeah.
Thank you
to do this
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for
Absolutely.
being on this journey with me. Because
Aw.
my streams would not be where they are without you. Let's be real. You kind of like make the environment. Your art, the scenes, all that
We
stuff.
can't
makes
cry on the first
Yeah.
episode. Shut up. No, I'm kidding.
And Ricardo, you've helped her out
It
too,
does.
because that was all
It
about
does.
me.
It really encompasses the entire atmosphere. So
Mm.
thank you, sir, for
Aw.
donating
I've done
your
nothing
time,
to help her.
your effort, your skills, and your art.
Thank you.
It's like legit, no lie.
Yeah, and thank you for also being such a good friend through it too. So yeah, I look forward to the future of Slightly Foxtail, and I know it's going to be big. And I want to thank everybody who has been watching live or whoever will watch the future. I don't know, like we call it a VOD or whatever. And
Yeah.
and potentially
Tune in next
future-
week when we have Draco Malfoy.
No, and
Tom Felton, hey,
Exactly.
are you in town?
And he's like, yeah, hang on, I just got to get permission. My father has to hear about this.
My father has
yeah,
to
thanks
say
to
it.
everybody watching live and everybody who's not going to watching later, and also potentially whoever's going to be listening later if there's an audio version. But thank you. And yeah, I mean, this was the first ever podcast, and the Riconius The Podcast, I think, is what the graphic thing said, but whatever.
Podconius.
Yeah, it's going to
I'm gonna
say
say
Jordan
Podconius.
featuring Podconius.
Yeah, no. But yeah.
True Friends Gaming presents Jordan, also in parentheses, also Podconius.
No, we're not going to do that. But yeah, so take care.
We'll see if I edit this video what it says. All
You're
right,
not going to edit it then. No. But yeah, so thank you, everybody. Take care,
Thank you.
and see the next episode. I think I already have another guest lined up, so we'll see.
It's
take
me.
care. So take care, everybody, and yeah, I guess we're gonna end it now. This is it.
Take care,
This is,
everybody. Have a fantastic night, and thank you.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, thank you.
mhm.
Thank you.